Major League Baseball welcomes you to the following presentation of the Arizona Diamondbacks.
Progressive presents Arizona Diamondbacks baseball. It is back early today, looking for another series win as we zip around on this homestand, which finds the Diamondbacks currently tied for the final National League wildcard spot. It's the finale with the Athletics on D-Backs TV. Good afternoon from Chase Field. Welcome to the broadcast. Steve Berthiaume and Bob Brenly here with you. Diamondbacks a chance for a series win here today. And after watching two pitchers traded for him last summer start the first two games of this series, Bob, Merrill Kelly takes his turn.
Yeah, we're hoping for Merrill, the mainstay. He got off to a terrible start this season. His month of May was pretty good. June, not so much. And that's when he made the decision to quit thinking so much, attack the strike zone with his arsenal, and you can see what he's done in the month of July.
Yeah, big midseason change. 0-5 in those 5 June starts, but unbeaten so far in July. But he's going to have to figure something out for the Grand Canyon star, Jacob Wilson, who's been a bit of a problem here.
I'm telling you, Major League Baseball is going to have to figure something out about Jacob Wilson. This guy is a tremendous player. He runs well, he fields well, he has a strong arm, and he showed he's got some pop last night.
The shortstop, the leadoff hitter for the A's. He's homered in both games in this series, and he's back in there today facing Merrill Kelly. Your progressive player profile going for the Athletics here. It's the left-hander, a rookie out of LSU, Gage Jump.
And with a 3.78 ERA, that would qualify Gage as the staff ace for the, the Sacramento A's. The A's, excuse me.
You caught yourself. We'll allow it. We'll take a break for now. When we come back, we'll have the starting lineup as the Diamondbacks go for another series win on this homestand. Jody Jackson and Josh Colmenter have the lineups after this.
At Ace,
Diamondbacks baseball is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Bundle home and auto for a double play of savings. Start a quote by visiting progressive.com. By Ram Trucks. Hurry in for the Ram Declaration of Deals. Nothing stops Ram. And by Yrefy. Do you need relief from private student loan debt? Go to yrefy.com. Zooming around the valley and into downtown Phoenix. Thanks for joining us here on D-Backs TV from Chase Field. For this day game, it's the D-Backs and the A's. Jody Jackson alongside Josh Colmenter. Hey, Josh, we know the Diamondbacks have really jumped on left-handed pitching this year. You know I was going to go there.
You had to.
We're hoping they do the same to Gage Jump here today for the A's.
They've consistently been the best team average-wise against left-handed pitchers. They're going up against a young prospect. You and I were watching him. He's using that little physio ball to work on his arm path, but he's got a really good high-octane fastball in the 96 and 97-hour range, and then a couple good breaking balls. The thing is, he likes throwing those down and into righties. That's where some of our right-handed bats thrive, is hitting those pitches down and in, particularly Marte.
Yeah, he was the starter in that 23-4 drubbing against Washington, going 3 2/3, giving up 4 runs. So he's been sitting on that for a few days. I'm sure he's looking forward to getting out there against this lineup, Trajan Wealth, and he knows it's going to be tough against the Diamondbacks, particularly the right-handed batter Gabriel Moreno, who he continues to be red hot, Josh.
And we're going to get a lot of righties again, and Moreno, he's on base, it seems, every time he's up, whether he's drawing walks, finding singles, and it does not always hard contact. Couple bloop singles last night, but he's just putting bat to ball. That's what they're going to need to do against Gage Jump.
I rarely dig up minor league matchups, but Waldschmidt 5 for 9 against Jump in the minors. Meanwhile, Merrill Kelly, he is set to go, warming up in the pen for the D-Backs and ready to get out on the mound here at Chase. It's next.
pests.
Diamondbacks baseball is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Bundle home and auto for a double play of savings. Start a quote by visiting progressive.com. By Chaz Roberts, serving you since 42. By Talking Stick Resort, Playcation is back. Stay in play with rates as low as $129. By Trajan Wealth, call Trajan Wealth today and get your game plan. And by Sanderson Ford. For the best play on a new vehicle, choose Sanderson Ford. More drama last night, and don't look now, but the Diamondbacks have won 7 of their last 9 games and begin today tied for the final National League wild card spot. They are even up with the Pirates at 52-49, and there it is. The Diamondbacks will play 3 games at Pittsburgh beginning Monday on this grueling road odyssey that is directly in front of them, which also includes games at St. Louis and Washington. So this is a critical part of the schedule.
Well, you know there's going to be critical parts of the schedule when you start the season. We just didn't know what it was going to be. This National League wild card is shaping up to be the best race in all of baseball.
And you got to remember the tiebreakers. Now they've already clinched the tiebreaker at the end of the year with St. Louis. They have lost 2 of 3 to the Pirates so far. That came here at Chase Field in early May, so Torey Lovullo's club will really circle that series as one they really need to win at PNC Park coming up next week. And of course the Diamondbacks here have had something of a dramatic homestand. Already a couple of 10th inning wins, some walk-offs, and last night another one. Now they can make it a 2nd straight series win if they can beat the A's here this afternoon.
Yeah, this A's ball club, obviously they're not having the kind of year they were hoping for, but once again, talking to Mark Kotsay this morning, he loves his position players. He loves the way they run the bases. He loves the way they attack opposing pitchers. Got some great defenders out there. The problem, it seems to be with the A's, is in the starting rotation and the bullpen.
Yeah, they're piecing some pitching together, but there's something on the line for the Athletics here today that with a win, they can get their first series victory since they took 2 of 3 from the Rockies back in the middle of June. It's been nearly 5 weeks since they won a series here, and they can take 2 of 3 here this afternoon, led by Jacob Wilson, the GCU grad. Athletics are reeling. They have lost 20 of their last 25, and they go into this one 15 games under 500.
Yeah, and especially the way the Diamondbacks have played against them in this series. The comeback last night was just remarkable. They just seemed to put themselves in a position to give the opposition a chance to win games, and the Diamondbacks have taken advantage of those opportunities.
Let's get a look at your Y-Refi starting pitcher stats for the Diamondbacks. Right-hander Merrill Kelly traded last summer for the pitchers who started the 2 previous games in this series, Mitch Brett and Cole Drake, and now it's Merrill the mainstay who finishes this 3-man weave on the getaway day finale.
Yeah, and Merrill, you know, being a veteran pitcher, he's had a chance for the last 2 days to sit around and watch these A's hitters. And when do they attack? Are they early attackers? Do they try to work counts? Do guys look fastball in fastball counts, or are they just looking for the pitch? Merrill's had a chance to do his homework the first 2 games. Hopefully a good outing for him today.
And it might be a somewhat top-heavy Athletics lineup here with Wilson in the leadoff spot and Langoliers batting 3rd.
Yeah, as I said, it's a pretty strong offensive lineup, especially with Wilson. You got Soderstrom from the left side, then you Langoliers, who can hit the ball as far as anybody. Tommy White, we haven't quite figured out how to get him out yet.
That's true, the rookie out of LSU. Let's get a look around the diamond now at the D-backs defense, and that's presented to us today by CarShield.
And we're going to highlight Ryan Waldschmidt. As Jody said in the open of the show, he's the only guy in white uniforms today that's ever faced Gage Jump before, and he's done a nice job. 5 for 9 lifetime against the A's starter today.
Want to get another series win, make it 2 wins in 2 series on this homestand. So what are the keys to the game today, Bob Brentley? That's brought to us by Ram Trucks.
Well, the question is, who's going to be the hero of the day? We've seen Corbin Carroll hit a big 2-run homer late in the game to tie a ball game. We've seen Nolan Arenado a couple times do the same. Max Kepler's been tremendous in the clutch so far. Ildemaro Vargas yesterday hit a pitch about 2 feet over his head. And don't forget Cole Drake making his major league debut. So who's going to be the hero today? And for Merrill, be efficient early. We've talked about the bullpen usage for the last 5 days. Torres had to use 5 relievers. Love to see Merrill get deep in the game today.
And remember, Merrill in his last start here on this homestand had a long first inning, gave up a couple of runs. Vic Carapaz, the crew chief, behind the plate calling balls and strikes. And here is the Grand Canyon star, Jacob Wilson, who leads it off for the A's. Wilson out of Thousand Oaks, California, played his college ball at GCU. A's took him in a first-round pick in 2023, the number 6 pick in that draft, and there's the strike. We're underway. Wilson 291 and 7 homers. He has homered in 3 of his last 4 games, including both games in this series. Drops a curveball in there, and it's 0-2. Well, that's a good, efficient start.
Yeah. mean, even the good hitters, when you put them on the back foot 0-2, it makes your job a little bit easier as a pitcher. You can expand that strike zone, maybe get him to chase something up, something down in the dirt.
Wouldn't bite on the slider. Remember that start Friday against the Cardinals here to begin this homestand. Merrill kind of staggered out of the gate a little bit. It was a 28 pitch first, and he spotted St. Louis an early lead. He'd like to avoid that obviously here today. The thing about that start for Merrill, as we so often see, he figured something out, was able to settle down, and eventually set down 8 straight. But he burned up the pitch count a little early. 87 pitches in 5 innings of work. Ask Torlavella, what's the bullpen situation? 1 is fine, 10 is emergency. It's somewhere in the 7-ish range in terms of the usage and availability. So that remains to be seen. Won't bite on that changeup, and it's 2-2. Tyler Soderstrom on deck. Then it's Shea Langeliers, who's the DH today, with Jonah Heim behind the plate for the Athletics. Swing and a miss. A good Merrill Kelly changeup gets it started. He's got that pitch today. He's going to be awfully tough on these A's hitters.
Absolutely. I mean, that's kind of like the Zach Greinke changeup. He throws it hard. That one's 90 miles an hour, but enough off speed of his fastball and enough movement to get the swing and a miss from Jacob Wilson.
And he's got James McCann, the veteran, back there behind the plate today. 1 away for Tyler Soderstrom, the left fielder. Soderstrom just under 250. He's got some power, 16 home runs. He has singled 3 times in the series. That's out of play. Soderstrom's hit in 5 straight games, 6 of 7. Has 3 homers over that stretch. Another one of the young guys they have locked up long term, 7 years, $86 million. Got that contract extension last December. They've kind of gone around the diamond and identified some of these youngsters, part of their core group, moving into Las Vegas in another year or so, and they all seem to have these long-term deals already done.
We've talked about that before. You identify a guy that you think you can build your team around and sign them now before they reach free agency, and you have to get into the top shelf stuff.
Langeliers, the veteran all-star, the DH today. They've done that with guys like Wilson and Butler, Soderstrom. It's popped up, coming back here. Nobody sees it. Late break for McCann. It's on the other side of the netting, fortunately, but everybody kind of gave up on that one right away off the bat. A little last-minute panic there, but it's in the seats. Nobody sees this one.
Yeah, watch the reaction of James McCann. Okay, I know it's up in the air somewhere, but where?
And then Merrill says it's behind you. They both run over there, but fortunately, all's well that ends well.
Yep.
That's blistered into right field. Try the cutter that time. Soderstrom has a base hit. That's his 4th hit in the series, all singles. Brings up Langeliers.
Struck well, 102 off the bat that time. Soderstrom finds that hole on the right side.
Another danger man here in this A's lineup. Langeliers leads the Athletics with 23 home runs. He homered here last night in the 8th inning.
Down, 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 looking for that ground ball. Sinkers, changeups, cutters, anything he throws right now should be down in the zone.
Soderstrom not really a threat to run. Vargas holding him on that bag at first. The sinker's there.
What?
Langeliers in the series has walked twice, singled, and homered. In fact, he has homered 3 times over a 6-game hitting streak, so he's swinging a hot bat lately.
And he's had a great series when he's been behind the plate defensively, blocking balls, throwing out runners.
DH today, day game after a night game. An all-star this year for the first time. 23 home runs for Langeliers. That's second among all major league catchers, behind only the Rockies' Hunter Goodman. Only Milwaukee's William Contreras has more hits among the big league catchers than Langeliers. So Sliders, swing and a miss. It's 1-2. He will do that a lot. He's got a lot of swing and miss in his game. Strikeout rate has been spiking up lately. Trying to get him to chase that slider. Well, Langoliers has got the shin guard on, the forearm elbow thing. He's got the sliding mitt in the back pocket. He's all he needs like a little duffel bag with him up there or something.
You know, this is about as straight up as you'll see the Diamondbacks play their defense against anybody. Tawa maybe a step or two over into the gap in left center. Perdomo has moved maybe a step toward the hole between third and short, but everybody else playing straight up for Langoliers. Highly unusual.
Dave McKay responsible for the outfielders. Sean Larkin for the infield. And sure enough, he finds the vacancy out there at shortstop and whizzes into left center. Back-to-back one-out singles. And another long first here for Merrill Kelly as Carlos Cortez steps up.
Yeah, it looked like Perdomo had just moved a couple steps over into the hole between third and short, and Langoliers, I'm sure he noticed it, but accidentally takes advantage of that as he shoots it by Geraldo Perdomo in his black shoes today.
Johnny Unitas high tops.
Yeah, look at those. Shiny.
Johnny U, baby. Cortez is the right fielder batting cleanup, left-hand batter. Usually in the lineup for Mark Kotze as an outfield DH option against right-handers. Cortez out of Winter Park, Florida, played his college ball at South Carolina. 7 seasons in the minors before he got his chance last year. 29 years old. Soderstrom is at second, Langoliers at first. Double play ball here, a little slowly hit. Marte for one. Jerry and those Johnny U high tops turns it, and Merrill gets a double play to win the first. Looking for the series win over the A's. Diamondbacks coming up.
Hey at AHS.com.
Back with you from Chase Field. Ketel Marte is set to lead it off, and I'll preface this by saying this is by request. Bob, how do you gauge the Diamondbacks' chances to get a jump on this rookie? That's courtesy of our director, Brian Moss.
That's nice. That is nice. Well, strikeout per inning for the youngster out there on the mound, a left-hander. He has good stuff. Four-seam fastball, slider, curve, change. Change-ups to the righties, sweepers to the lefties.
The truck likes to feel like they're...
Yeah, we try to include them whenever we can.
Input on the content.
Yeah.
Gage jump. 23 years old, the second rounder out of LSU just 2 years ago. Marte bats to the right-hand side to get it started. Saw Ketel lead off the game yesterday with a very patient at bat. Took a leadoff walk, came home with a Kepler home run. So you're looking for more of that in this plate appearance. Patience at the plate, particularly from the right-hand side, and that's gloved by Wilson. And Marte's aboard, no chance for a throw. And a good start. 106 off the bat.
Yeah, when Ketel's a little more patient and waits for a pitch that he can really do damage with. That ball was hit extremely hard. 106 off the bat. You can see Wilson battling his hat out there in the hole between third and short.
Blinded by the cap.
Good to see Ketel not hacking at that first pitch from the right side of the plate. As a right-handed batter, he's seen the third fewest pitches, 3.27 per AB.
He likes to slug from the right side.
Yes, he does.
Switch hitting Perdomo bats for the right-hand side. 240 and 7 homers for Jerry, who has 4 hits in 5 games on this homestand. He's also walked 4 times. He's been patient up there. Gage's jump can touch 99 with his fastball. It averages 96. He works in a changeup for the right-hand hitters. He can give you 3 different looks with his breaking stuff. Changes the shapes on those pitches. Slider, curveball, and sweeper. He's got all three.
A real funky arm stroke when he takes the ball out of his glove. It just doesn't look as smooth as you're used to seeing from major league pitchers. Kind of jerks the ball out, brings it down to his belt, and then delivers the ball to home plate.
Oh, Vic Carapazza gave him a 3-0 strike on that one. That appeared to be well off the zone. No need to burn a challenge at this point. 3-1 on Perdomo. They'll check on Ketel over there. Ketel's not run much this year, 4 for 4 in his stolen bases. Veteran Jeff McNeil playing first. There's Gage jump.
I guess it doesn't look as awkward from that angle, but he just looks a little different than most lefties, the way he takes that ball out of his glove.
A single and a walk. A good start ahead of Corbin Carroll. Let's get a look around the diamond at the A's defensively here this afternoon.
Well, it's hard not to highlight Jack Wilson. We've talked about his offensive exploits in this series. Over his last 9 games, a .421 hitter with 3 home runs in this series, 3 hits, 2 home runs.
Jacob Wilson, Dad Jack, longtime Pirate shortstop, of course, his high school coach as well in Thousand Oaks.
I looked for him all night last night. Jacob said his dad Jack was here for the game last night, but I looked in the family section. I looked behind the dugout. I couldn't find him. He's probably in a luxury suite.
Corbin hits it right at Walton, and this will turn the double play as Marte gets into third. Well, that's a tailor-made double play ball. Corbin hit it 106 miles an hour off the bat, but right at Walton at second.
That's what you need to start a double play, is a hard hit ball. Unfortunately, right at Walton at second base.
Marte gets into third, 2 down for Gabby, who's the DH today, with James McCann behind the plate. Moreno 303 and 6 homers. Gabby has singled twice, walked twice, and scored twice in the series. He's hit safely in 15 of his last 17 games, having a tremendous summer offensively. Jeff McNeil at first, who's been a career second baseman. He's pretty far off the bag at first base. They're trying to close down Gabby Lane as best they can. Donovan Walton is shaded a little bit over toward first, not too far. Yeah, McNeil is well off that first base bag. 1-1 now. Gabby in his last 17 games hitting .387 with more walks than strikeouts. RBI spot for him right here. And Gabby's going to challenge. Vic Carapazza called that borderline pitch a strike. Looked like it was right on the edge, and it was.
Well, that doesn't seem to bother. Doesn't seem to bother Gabby very much this year to hit with 2 strikes. Among batters with at least 100 at bats with 2 strikes, he's a .296 hitter. That's the highest average in Major League Baseball with 100 at bats.
It's right up there with Perdomo in terms of just really comfortable hitting in 2 strike counts. And then there's that 99 from Jump, who strands Marte at third. We are scoreless after 1.
At Ace.
Pretty normal. I do get nervous, but I wouldn't say it was any more nervous than I have been, pitching in AAA at all or anything. A lot of more excitement, I'd say, getting to finally touch the mound here at Chase.
5 innings, 1 run for Cole Drake. It was impressive. Looked pretty poised getting out of a bases loaded jam as well. And how about that return from the Merrill Kelly trade that Mike Hazen pulled off? No one wanted to see Merrill Kelly leave last year and go to the Rangers, but they did get Mitch Bratt, Cole Drake, and David Hageman, who is doing well in Hillsboro. But guys, it's paying dividends with these young pitchers that have come in, and they've had to rely on them with the injuries to Ryan Nelson, Michael Soroka, and Zach Gallen, who is, we still don't know exactly exactly what's going on with Zach, what that looks like, but we know he's on the IL. He won't need surgery. It's been so important to have this pitching depth, all because of that trade of Merrill Kelly over to the Texas Rangers. And also, guys, Mitch, Brad, and Cole Drake are expected to continue in this rotation. Torey Lovullo said they're having those conversations, but it looks like they'll be getting starts going forward.
Thank you, Jody. Here's Merrill Kelly facing Donovan Walton to lead off the Athletics second.
You know, I was thinking that about Cole Drake last night when he went out to take his warm-up pitches before the ball game. There were 3 photographers on the mound, including a TV camera. There were 4 or 5 photographers behind home plate wanting to get shots of the youngster right before his major league debut. I bet that didn't happen in Reno very often.
The A's, Dallas Braden, working Athletics TV just to our left here, was very impressed with Cole Drake's poise. He said, this does not look like a kid who's making his major league debut at all. He looked very comfortable out there. And at both Cole Drake and Mitch Bradfinger to get a couple of more starts down the road here. There's a bit of a runway for both guys with all those injuries that Jody mentioned. Walton won't bite on that curveball. It's full 3-2. Merrill throwing a lot of pitches here. A 20 pitch first. That's a bouncer to second. Nice high hop for Cattell. That's one away in the second. The jackpot is now open for our D-backs Give Back 50-50 raffle, supported by Avnet Cares, and one winner will take home half the total. The other half benefits the Diamondbacks Foundation's youth sports and outreach programs. Our staff here working hard at the ballpark, selling those seats. You can play along with us from home anywhere in Arizona at dbacks.com/5050. The rookie Tommy White, who has been the mystery they can't seem to solve. He is 7 for 16 in his first 4 major league games. He has been a hit machine in this series, 6 for 10. Ooh. Vic Carapazza says strike. That was well off the corner. Little tapper right to Perdomo. Another ground ball out for Merrill.
Yeah.
That's 4 so far. 2 outs in the second brings up Jeff McNeil. McNeil at first base today. Of course, he had the winning hit Monday in the opener, that 2-run pinch single that broke up a 2-2 tie in the 7th. 234 and 3 homers, the veteran. His first season with the A's, longtime New York Met. I suppose anyone that plays for the Mets feels like they've been there for a long time. We kid, of course.
That's another interesting team come trade deadline time.
There's a lot of talk about maybe they move Bo Bichette.
Yeah.
Heard Mike Farron talking about that on the radio this morning. And Mike knows everything. If they're going to trade him, Mike will tell you. He'll be working Diamondbacks radio on this next road trip. Chris Garagiola will be the TV voice. Backhanded by Vargas off the bag. Foot race to it, and Merrill wins it. And a ground ball out for Merrill Kelly, who has worked 2 scoreless innings so far. Diamondbacks and A's 0-0.
Ildemar Vargas due to lead it off here in the second inning for the Diamondbacks. No score as we head to the bottom of the second. One of the most amazing base hits I've ever seen to win a ball game. Ildemar Vargas picked on a fastball that was about shoulder high up and out over the plate and took advantage of that third baseman playing shallow and just slapped it into left field for the game winner. That was 2 batters after Nolan Arenado got a base hit to tie the game.
StatCast 3D powered by Google Cloud. Arenado and Vargas, first 2 up here in the second against the rookie Gage Jump. And there's a strike to Nolan at 97. Arenado, a .243 hitter with 13 homers. Gage Jump has a lot of sort of bounce in his delivery. Gets that, sort of crouches down there on one leg and bounces back up. He bounces and he jumps.
Ooh.
Right about there. A little bouncy step. look at Gage Jump. Not a big guy, 6 feet, 200 pounds. Turned 23 back in April, but he's got some pretty intriguing stuff. Having said that, he has lost his last 4 starts. He's had a rough go of it lately.
Watch out.
4-seamer got in there at 96. Gage Jump is on a San Juan Capistrano. Started his college career at UCLA, pitched 1 year there, then missed all of his 23 college season following Tommy John surgery. Transferred to LSU, pitched 1 season there, struck out a whole bunch of guys, and got drafted by the A's. And he's all over the place here. And Arenado's aboard.
Yeah, it's not unusual to see teams pitch Nolan inside. We've seen a lot of that this year, especially up and in. That time Gage Jump missed badly inside. Hey fans, if the D-backs hit a double, you get $15 off your next Uber Eats order of $30 or more.
Well, Gage Jump so far has walked 2 of the first 5. Here's Vargas batting for the right side. Bill DeMauro, 7 homers, a .258 hitter. He's hit in 4 of his last 5. And as we just demonstrated, delivered that 10th inning walk-off last night. Comebacker to the mound. Jump gets another double play. That's how they got Corbin Carroll out for 2 quick outs in the first. There's another double play here in the second. And there's quickly 2 outs.
Yeah, just a little tapper back to the mound. The only question was, do they have enough time to turn it with the pitcher throwing to Walton at second base? But Walton, good strong throw over there to Jeff McNeil to complete that double play.
Jump has twice eliminated base on balls by getting the next batter to hit into a double play. Base is empty, 2 down for McCann. James getting the start behind the plate. A couple of home runs in 25 games this year. McCann has hit safely in all 3 games in which he's played since he came back off the injured list after that strained quad. Missed 44 games. Might remember he homered twice in his start at Dodger Stadium just before the break. And an RBI single here against the Cardinals. McNeil trying to run this down, and it drops in for a hit. McCann will put on the brakes at first. It's a bloop 2-out single. Now no man's land over there along the right field line.
Shot up a flare. You can bet as he was running down to first base, he was saying to himself, or maybe even out loud, get down, get down, get down. Just a little floater over everybody's head in the infield. No chance for Cortez to get there.
A chance now for Tim Tawa. It's already 4 base runners against Gage Jump for the Diamondbacks. 97 is the strike. Tim 0 for 4 in his start in center field Monday. He singled at first base last night. He's back out there in center today. Hard changeup from Gage Jump. It's 0-2. Saw Jody Jackson a moment ago talk about David Hageman, who's in the Diamondbacks minor league system, another part of that Merrill Kelly deal with the Rangers. We'll talk about David Hageman coming up in the top of the 3rd inning. Jesse Borak from MLB Pipeline is here. We'll talk Diamondback prospects after this break on D-backs TV. Hey. A's and Diamondbacks scoreless in the 3rd. A lot of discussion this week following the draft about the Diamondbacks minor league system, and that continues here with America's heartthrob. Yes, he's back. It's Jesse Borak from MLB Pipeline, who covers the Diamondbacks minor league system, and we're here going to start talking about Demetrio Crisantes, who keeps working his way up the minor league system.
Yeah, we're talking about, we just had the draft a couple of weeks ago. One of the biggest draft finds for the Diamondbacks in the last couple of years. Demetrio Crisantes, a 7th rounder down from Nogales Way back in 2022. He just got the bump up to AAA Reno last night. Last time we were here, we were talking about he just hit his first AA homer. A month later, he's already ready for AAA. You see those numbers there. He's a .320 hitter. He hit .319 during that stretch with Amarillo. He ranked 5th on the circuit. Lots of offense on that circuit, so you know you're doing something if you're standing out from the crowd.
Where does he wind up long term? At one of the infield spots?
Yeah, I think it'll be second base. We have him number 5 overall of all second basemen in the minor leagues currently on our list. He's played exclusively there this year.
Really?
Yeah, no, I think long term, second base is probably the spot for him.
Here's Lawrence Butler, short center. Tim Tower coming in to track this one down as we chat with Jesse Borek. Crisant, was he hurt earlier this year? He's not played a whole lot.
Yeah, no, he's still coming back from that shoulder injury that he had that really just waylaid him last year. Took him out, the partial tear of his labrum. So getting back out there and kind of getting that swing back. He's a really selective hitter, right? And I think the next stage for him, the next big step, will be tapping into that power. But he's still been able to run an OPS over 900 throughout his minor league career, just based on his pure hitting ability alone.
Here's Jonah Heim, who's the catcher for the A's today, as we chat with Jesse Borek.
How does he run?
Well, he hasn't really run as much as he did. I mean, you'll remember back in 2024, he stole 30 bags. He doesn't have a steal yet this year, right? So he's kind of shut it down a little bit in terms of the running game. But I do still think that's a thing that as he gets the shoulder back strong, kind of starts to really develop into his body. He's been a prospect for a long time, but you got to remember he's still only 21 years old.
Wow.
Right? So I still think there's a bit of runway there to go with that development, even though he is knocking on the door to the big leagues now.
21 is pretty young for AAA, isn't it?
Yeah, no, it is. There's just a few players. There's only been 4 guys at the AAA level this year to have reached the qualified number that have been in their age 21 season or younger. So it's extremely rare to be that young and that advanced.
1-2 on Jonah Heim as we chat with Jesse Borek from MLB Pipeline. Merrill Kelly out there. It's been an interesting series, Jesse, pitching wise, as Heim drops that one into right center, and that's going to get nearly to the warning track out there. Tawa over to cut it off, and Heim, as the A's third hit, it's a 1-out double. We saw Mitch Bratt in the opener here. Then we saw Cole Drake last night make his major league debut. Both those two guys traded for today's starter, Merrill Kelly. The third part of that trade coming over from Texas is David Hageman. Tell us about him.
I feel like we were just talking about this last year. It feels like it was just last July when we were saying he was the third piece of the Merrill Kelly trade that came over from the Rangers. And I think evaluators believe of that bunch, Hageman could wind up being the most impactful,
highest ceiling guy
level. Highest ceiling. There you go, Steve.
Well,
he's been reading a lot of reports.
I looked in your secret notebook.
Somebody's been reading MLB Pipeline lately. Yeah, I think Hageman's a huge ceiling guy. You know, the biggest thing for me with him was that he told me when he came over last year, he was warming up for High Hillsborough. He was playing catch in the outfield. He started messing around with a curveball grip. And he said, hey, that feels pretty good. I'm going to start to throw this a little bit more. And the D-backs have said, yeah, man, throw that curveball. And it's really helped him. You know, his last 4 starts, he's allowed 1 earned run or fewer in 3 of them. And all year, he's kind of run reverse splits. He's really shut down lefties to the tune of a .213 batting average against. And it's actually been that curveball because it works away from righties and it really works down and in on lefties. And I think that's unlocked a lot of swing and miss for him. He's second in the D-back system in K rate this season.
There's the pitching coaches bookending Torey Lovullo there. Owen Dew and Brian Kaplan as the dangerous Jacob Wilson rolls one into right field. Jonah Heim stopped by Bobby Crosby at third. Back-to-back 1-out hits for the Athletics. It'll bring up Tyler Soderstrom.
And I think it's a good reminder as we're coming up on the trade deadline here in the next couple of weeks. Can't believe it's already almost the trade deadline. But sometimes there's seasons where you're a buyer, and then last year, of course, where the D-backs were the seller, you'd rather be on the buyer side 10 times out of 10. But when you do make a deal like that Merrill Kelly trade, it can really replenish your system and do it quickly.
And they've needed that depth too with all the injuries in the rotation. For sure.
Yeah, and I think that's been a big piece. You mentioned the 2026 draft, Steve. You know, I know 3 of the first 4 players the D-backs selected were position players, but I actually think it was a really pitcher-heavy draft. They had 5 pitchers actually that checked in at 6'5" or taller. Wow. I think they're trying to kind of get some velo back into the system. And I'd be remiss if I didn't mention one of them was 6th rounder Michael Worley out of Stony Brook University, the lovely Stony Brook University, of which I am also an alumnus.
I didn't know you went to Stony Brook.
I did.
Right off the Merritt Parkway.
Go Seawolves.
I was there when Bobby V was running the athletic department there. Let's talk about another pitcher, Brian Curley, who was a 3rd-round pick just last year out of the University of Georgia. From what I understand, he was at Hillsborough. Now he's on his way up to Amarillo after he's only been in the system for 1 year. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah. Almost exactly 1 calendar year later makes his move up to AA Amarillo. And this is a guy that he leads the system in strikeout rate, and he has the lowest walk rate. So that's a pretty nasty combination of two things to have going for you at the same time.
Jonah Heim at third, Jacob Wilson at first. Soderstrom pops it up. That's coming back here out of play.
And of course, moving up to Amarillo, that your fear is always.
This is Curley right here.
You see that curveball? That's a really. If Hageman doesn't have the best breaking ball in the system, I think you would go with Curley. I mean, he's a really interesting guy. Works exclusively from the stretch. And you see a little bit of that motion, that deception. It actually kind of reminds me a little bit of A's starter Gage Jump.
I was just going to say that from the right side, yeah.
Yeah, kind of just the way he, for lack of making a pun, jumps down the mound, kind of gets at you, hides the ball really well, makes it an uncomfortable look for hitters from both sides of the plate.
Yeah, we talked about that with Gage Jump, how he kind of crouches down there for a minute on one leg and then fires through. It's 2-2 here on Soderstrom with Shea Langoliers on deck. Merrill Kelly in a bit of a jam here. First and third, one out, chatting with Jesse Borek about Diamondbacks prospects. More in the system, all signed up yesterday here with Ian Rebhan, the scouting director. Little chopper goes foul.
The D-backs have done this in the past couple of years as they've taken guys, in Curley's case, that he was actually Georgia's closer the start of last year, moved into the starting rotation, became their #1 starter. Similar to David Hageman. He was a reliever at West Virginia before coming into pro ball and becoming a starter. So, they're trying to buy that upside of guys that either maybe they were nicked up a little bit during their college career and now their arms are kind of fresher, so to speak, coming out of the draft. And you kind of play into that and see what they've got as a starter in your system. And if it doesn't work out, you can always shift them back into that bullpen role.
I mean, when you draft pitches, whether it's high school or college, you're not going to hit on all of them. Right? So you sort of kind of live with the high, hopefully get the highest percentage you can.
Right.
You draft 10 guys, maybe 3 or 4 work out the way you want. That's a tough spot here for Merrill. 3-2 now against Soderstrom with Langoliers on deck.
And not to name any names or anything, Jess, but I'm sure there's been cases where kids coming out of college, occasionally the program will abuse them. The guy will be a Friday night starter. He'll pitch relief on Sunday. He'll pitch relief on Tuesday. He'll start again on Friday.
John Duplantier.
Yeah, it happens a lot more than you might realize. Some of the college programs that lean so heavily on their ace players.
I think you're exactly right, Bob. In college, you're definitely going for wins, right? The atmosphere is that you're trying to win the game, both at the coaching level and the playing level. I think sometimes down in the minor leagues, the primary objective can be development.
Wilson off with a pitch there.
Whereas you're so often seeing guys that might be in a groove on the mound. All right, you're hard capped at 5 innings. That's all we're letting you go, or 75 pitches or whatever it might be. They're looking at the long term, whereas you'll have guys that threw 110, 125 pitches in college that then get capped when they come into the system because they want to save the bullets, so to speak, for the long run.
There's Mitch Brad, who figures to get a start, at least one, probably more than that on this next road trip. 8th pitch of the at-bat to Soderstrom. Wilson on the move again. That goes to Marte. They're going to have to settle for one as Heim comes across, and the A's take a 1-0 lead.
It's been fun, all these prospects coming up this year. This has been good.
It is. I find it very entertaining. It's you hear the names and you read about them when we talk to you, and then suddenly they're here wearing big league uniforms.
It's so cool. Obviously not cool for D-backs fans. Jacob Wilson picked up a hit to extend the inning there, but I remember first seeing Jacob when he was at Grand Canyon. I know you guys have talked about that a little bit this week, and got to see him play at the Desert Invitational here a few years ago. And you see these guys when they're youngsters, they're in high school, they're in college, they're at showcase events, and now eventually they're here up in the major leagues in quick time. I mean, these guys these days are just tearing through the minor leagues, and we saw that with Crisantes. The D-backs are not afraid to promote a guy that they think is ready for the next step on that minor league ladder.
Langoliers fouls that off. We'd be remiss, Jesse, since we have you here, if we didn't talk about Ryder Helfrich. Diamondbacks first rounder, 15th overall in this year's draft, the catcher out of Arkansas. I think they were a little surprised that he was there at 15.
Yeah, you never really know how things are going to play out. I would have loved to, if we had been able to kind of work something out, we would have talked ahead of time about, best case scenarios for the D-backs, and to get a guy like Ryder Helfrich at 15 that you were projecting, could have been taken as high as the top 10, things like that, for him to fall in your lap, so to speak, I think that was a great outcome for the D-backs. And we've been talking all summer about Carlos Virahanda or Alberto Barriga, which catcher is the best in the D-back system. Now you got to throw Ryder Helfrich into that mix as well. So I'm curious to see how that all shakes out. down in the lower levels, both at Visalia, Hillsborough. Obviously, Ryder's going to be getting his pro career going here pretty quick, and he's definitely a catcher long-term, a guy, really good game caller there behind the dish.
Yeah, everybody's been raving about his defense, his framing, his game calling.
And that's so much of it. I mean, Bob knows as much as anybody is. You love the offensive contributions if you can get it, but ultimately I think your number one objective is to be that guy behind the dish.
Langoliers up there with a 2-2 count. Merrill Kelly's pitch count is going up through the roof here. And remember, the bullpen, frankly, is gassed back there. They've all worked a lot. And so 55 pitches and still in the third is not exactly what they were hoping for. This will be the 24th pitch of this third inning alone right here. Langoliers, who singled in the first, is the hitter with Wilson down there at second. He takes off for third. No throw from McCann, and he goes in standing up.
We talk a lot about pitching depth, and obviously most teams take a lot of pitchers in the draft every year, but talking about catchers, you're one foul ball away from needing a catcher. So I like that first pick.
Another full count. Swing and a miss. A good changeup from Merrill. Jesse Borek covering the Diamondbacks minor league system. You can read all of Jesse's work. He's America's heartthrob at MLB Pipeline. I can't resist.
I love it.
All right, buddy. Love it. Thanks a lot, man. Thanks. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Jess.
Thanks, Bob.
Fans in Arizona.
Well, some history at Fenway Park as we get a look around the league. The Red Sox and the Orioles playing a doubleheader today after they were rained out last night, and the Red Sox have won again. They've won 15 games in a row. That ties the 1946 club for the most in Boston Red Sox history. The Old Town team, a winner in the first game of that doubleheader today. They've won 15 straight games, led by Michael Brenly in the video room.
That's right.
All right. Waldy gets into one. It's all the way to right. Cortez is there, and it's a quick out to start the third.
Funny thing is, I'm not sure Michael's had a call during the course of the winning streak. They've just been rolling.
You like that?
Yeah.
Now, all under interim manager Chad Tracy, by the way, who replaced Alex Cora earlier this year. They'll play game 2 later tonight at Fenway Park.
Yeah, Chad Tracy's come in there to Boston and incorporated a hit and run, stolen bases, safety squeezes.
Is that baseball?
That's baseball. I mean, they've had their share of big flies. Wilson Contreras, rather, going crazy over there. The third baseman finally got the bat going a little bit.
Oh, Caleb Durbin, yeah.
Oh,
had that big hit. Former Brewer. Marte fights that off. Long run to first over there for McNeil, but he kicks it into high gear. And there's quickly 2 outs for Gage Jump, who's holding a 1-0 lead right now.
Hey, fans, when the D-backs hit a home run today, you score a free Jumbo Jack from Jack in the Box with the purchase of a large drink.
Well, not what you want after you give up a run. Waldschmidt's a 1-pitch out. Marte's a 2-pitch out. And so here comes Perdomo, who walked his first time up today, batting for the right-hand side. Gage Jump with that upper 90s fastball, just pumping him in there. He's had 2 double plays turned behind him, behind 2 bases on balls, which has really helped him out. Corbin hit into a double play in the first, Vargas in the second.
Yeah, for Jump, it's been a tale of 2 seasons up to this point. His first 6 starts, he was 4-2 with a 2.04 ERA and had not allowed a homer through 6 starts. However, his last 4, he's 0-4 with an ERA of nearly 7.5. Has surrendered 4 home runs in those 4 starts.
Been knocked around pretty good lately. He's lost each of his last 4. Only once in that stretch has he been able to complete the 5th inning. Throwing a lot of pitches and been hit hard early, but he looks to be a different pitcher here so far today. Got belted around by the Dodgers. 5 runs, 11 hits to close out last month. Gave up 5 earned runs again in just 3 innings against the Marlins in his subsequent start. Pitched well in a 1-0 loss at the White Sox, but then got knocked around against the Nationals in West Sacramento his last time out. A's lost that game 23-4. Vic Carapaz's had a big zone. 3 outs on 7 pitches for the rookie left-hander, who leads it 1-0.
at Lowe's.
A's are up 1-0 here in the top of the fourth. Some good news on Michael Soroka, who did such a terrific job in the rotation for the Diamondbacks before experiencing a glute injury. A bullpen session yesterday. You see Brian Kaplan looking on, and it went very well. Torey Lovullo was really excited, guys, today. He said Soroka's in a very good spot, and Saturday will be a big day for him as he is expected to face live hitters. And talking to Michael yesterday, he said that he is unfortunately well versed in being on the IL, and that first bullpen a couple weeks ago, he said we just weren't where we needed to be to continue. So they slowed him down, and he said he wants to make sure he's not compensating to hurt something else. But he's so excited to be back because he's excited about this team. He said, I chose to come here. I feel like this team has no weakness. They're deep. Really haven't been on a team this capable, but hasn't shown it. But guys, he's feeling like this team is going to make a strong push toward that trade deadline, and then he hopefully will be in the mix to help them.
He has been a terrific addition for sure, Jody. He's been sorely missed. So Soroka will throw alive on Saturday. They're getting more and more optimistic also about Corbin Burns, who was in Torey's office this morning. And Corbin's just raring to go. Nice cutter by Merrill Kelly, rings up Carlos Cortez. Third strikeout for Merrill. And there's one away in the fourth.
You mentioned it before, Vic Carapont's a big strike zone back there today, and when Merrill has his good command, he can take advantage of that from a home plate umpire.
Yeah. Diamondbacks have already burned one challenge, and they'd like to have that one back because the way the strike zone is going, you're going to need them.
Getaway day strike zone.
Is that still a thing now?
Well, it used to be.
Donovan Walton, the second baseman. Yeah, that used to be the thing, right?
Yeah.
Got a plane to catch.
Got to catch flight.
ABS has a way of correcting that. Merrill really throwing a lot of pitches. Through 3 innings, Gage Jump was at 34 pitches. Merrill Kelly was at 57. And you just worry about bullpen usage back there. Could use some quick innings here. Changeup's been generating a lot of swing and miss so far. Struck out Langoliers to win the third on that pitch, and now he gets Walton to fish there. It's 2-2. 65 pitches, 41 strikes for Merrill. Walton has appeared in only 5 games for the Athletics. He was waived by the Angels at the All-Star break. Picked up by the A's. He walked and tripled late in last night's game. Tommy White, the rookie, on deck. And Cutter didn't quite cut. That's the first walk issued by Merrill today. And a one-out base run as we check in with a comedy team of Lovullo and Hovick. It's Tim Hovick in Santan Ford.
Man, it must take a lot of juice to run that thing.
Yeah, you got that right. It sure does.
Well, who pays for it when my logo's up there?
Yeah, you do.
You know, maybe let's turn that thing off till the fans get here.
That was if you've missed it, that was a repeat from season 1.
Yeah. Residuals.
That's right. That story's got to get paid. Season 3 is they're having some production meetings. I know Mickey Wheeler has generated a tremendous idea. As he so often does. Tommy White keeping a close eye on Walton over there. Tommy White, the hitter, the rookie, third baseman. They actually got him out with a ground ball his first time. That hadn't happened a lot in this series.
No, it hasn't. I mean, he's either squared up line drives all over the field, or even when he got jammed, he found a base hit to the right side last night. Just a little dribbler that snuck through.
Both White and the pitcher Gage Jump were second-round picks out of LSU in the same draft just 2 years ago. Out of that powerhouse program. Tommy White was one of their best hitters in Baton Rouge. Put up tremendous college numbers. In fact, led the nation in RBIs. Part of the College World Series champion. Walton on the run, and he is out by a mile at second. James McCann back there today. There's 2 outs.
Quick release by James McCann behind the dish that time. Had a little arc in the throw, but put it right on the bag for Ketel Marte. An easy out right there at second base.
Here's a look from Dirt Cam. It's 1-1 on Tommy White now. Bases empty, 2 down. We're number 1. Right to Geraldo Perdomo.
Nice.
Diamondbacks and A's. D-backs trail at 1-0. You're watching the Diamondbacks Baseball Network, presented by Progressive.
Catch it all season long.
Diamondbacks trail the Athletics 1-0. We're set for the bottom of the 4th inning. And hey, fans, for a limited time only, you can watch D-backs games in market live and on demand. Just $54.99 a season. D-backs.tv is the deal. It's presented by Progressive and subject only to national exclusivities. D-backs.tv is where you go for all the info. So the rest of the year, it's just $55. You got 60 games left after this. So if my math is correct,
here we go again.
$55 for 60 games. That factors in, let me see, the carry the 1. That's less than $1 a game.
How about that? Get up,
Corbin Carroll way back and gone. It had just enough on it. That's the 15th for Corbin, and we're tied at 1.
Boy, that is great to see Corbin going the other way.
So Jumbo Jack, free Jumbo Jack tomorrow. Jack in the Box with a purchase of a large drink.
I mean, we know historically Corbin's got power to any part of any ballpark, but lately it seems like he's kind of been pull crazy, but man, drove that ball out of here to the opposite field.
And you want production from the 3 spot in this lineup. Yeah. That's where Corbin's been hitting. Torey Lovullo did hint in his pregame media session today that he was considering sort of moving some pieces around the chessboard with the quote-unquote big 3 at the top of the lineup. So we'll see what that looks like on this upcoming road trip. Well, they've got to get more production out of the 3 spot, and they just did. So we're tied at 1. We'll see Corbin Burns in the dugout down there. Hot shot to third. White knocks it down and still recovered to get Moreno in time, and that's the first out. One more look at Corbin Carroll's 15th of the year. And Corbin has done this all season long. He's batting better than .350 against left-hand pitchers this year.
Fastball up and out over the plate that time. And as I mentioned, that's a pitch recently that Corbin looks like he's trying to pull. A high fastball, but he got one up and out over the plate. Oh, in and out of the glove of that fan in the front row.
Good effort. Arenado now. Oh, Nolan drives one deep to left. This one is gone. Terrific homestand for Nolan Arenado. That's his 14th, and just like that, it's 2-1 Diamondbacks.
Well, I ask is one of the keys, who's going to be the hero of the day? It looks like Corbin Carroll and Nolan Arenado have taken the cue. Well, that ball smoked to left field.
That's 2 home runs on a total of just 4 pitches. Corbin had a first pitch homer. Now Arenado a first pitch shot. Both off rookie left-hander Gage jump. Here's Ildemaro Vargas. That's nice walk-off hero.
You know, talking about that walk-off hit by Vargas last night, Torey was talking about it on the radio post-game, and he said, I've seen that before. He said, Ildemaro Vargas throughout his career has shown the ability to get on top of high pitches, and boy did he last night.
Saw that big vacancy on the left side of the infield. He jumps on that one and drops it into right center. Butler over to cut it off, and Vargas is aboard. That's the 3rd hit in the inning as they get their second look at the rookie left-hander Gage jump.
Don't let him up. You get a young pitcher on the ropes like this, gives up a couple of home runs and then a base hit. Take advantage.
Yeah, you forget that Vargas is a switch hitter. He's about .330 from the right side of the plate this year, and that's by far his better side. He's got 5 of his 7 homers this year batting right-handed. So far they are all over the kid. 3 hits on a total of 6 pitches against the left-hander. And so the interim pitching coach Dan Hubbs runs out there to try to calm the waters. Let's get this now from Andrew the home buyer.
Catch the best deal for your house by calling me, Andrew the Home Buyer.
A little conference here with Ryan Waldschmidt and Torey Lovullo. Waldy batting ninth today. Flat out on the first pitch he saw his first time up. And maybe some rookie nerves here for Gage Jump. He's used to these big moments, of course, coming out of the LSU program, but there's blood in the water right now. McCann singled his first time. Pitches a ball away at 96. All 4 hits in this inning, over 100 miles an hour exit velo. They're starting to square him up. And there you go, getting a look in the iPad.
Usually we reserve it for Gabby Moreno. Gabby Lane on that right side, but since James McCann is catching today, I want to give him a pass. He can use Gabby Lane as well.
Plenty of room over there. Remember, James blooped one up the right field line for a base hit his first time. Vargas leaning towards second, and Jump is behind on McCann. 3-0. The wheel's starting to come off here. There's Gabby Lane right there. Put a sign up there, will you? There you go.
There you go, right there. Follow the dots.
Boy, your staff has really leveled up their production game. Got a shadow behind the sign and everything. That's cool looking. 3-0.
Nice.
And so McCann's aboard. 4 out of the 5 in this inning have reached. A chance for Tim Tawa. Arcatse watching a potential series win slip away in his 4th inning with his rookie left-hander out there. Although we struck out Tawa his first time up back in the 2nd inning.
Yeah, very awkward check swing from Timmy on the strike 3. Just got caught in between, maybe looking for something in particular, and got fooled.
So home runs by Corbin Carroll and Nolan Arenado have made it 2-1 Diamondbacks. You've got Vargas at second, McCann at first, 1 out. And here's Tim Tawa. Fastball well away for ball 1. Mentioned this a moment ago, but Gage Jump has lost 4 consecutive starts, and this one's starting to slip away here. Fastball swing and a miss. It's 1-1. Only once in those last 4 starts is Jump been able to complete 5 innings. He's been knocked out of these starts early. This one's headed that way right now. Big Jonah Heim back there, the former Gold Glove All-Star catcher for the Rangers. We've seen Heim play in this series DH, first base. Now he's catching.
Yeah.
Starts at 3 different positions in 3 games here. It's 1-2 on Tawa with Waldy on deck.
That's one position that's really changed over the years. The catcher used to be the short, fat guy that couldn't run, maybe didn't hit much, just sticking behind a plate.
There were some exceptions, the present company included, of course.
Well, of course. But now, guys, big, tall catcher, 6'4", 6'5", 235 pounds.
Two and 2 on Tim Tawa. 2 runs in, 2 on, 1 out. Fastball in there at 95, and it's full. Jump has walked 3. 2 of those walks were erased by ground ball double plays. The last is standing over there at first base, James McCann. Waldy on deck down to 3-2. Beat him with a fastball at the belt. Tawa strikes out for the 2nd time, and there's 2 outs. 4th strikeout for Jump.
Fastball up at the top rung of the strike zone right there at 95. That's a pitch that Timmy usually handles pretty well, but swung right through that one.
Remember, Torey Lovullo just had a long conversation with Ryan Waldschmidt about this at bat. Waldy flew out to right on the first pitch he saw his first time up. Jeff Bannister, the sounding board. Waldy shows bunt, pulls back, takes a ball. Ryan singled in the opener here Monday against the A's. He's hitting 3 straight games on this homestand. He's got 2 on and 2 out with 2 runs already home. Snuck that curveball through the back door.
And Waldy showed bunt on the first pitch, which I don't really have an issue with. The third baseman was playing way back on that first pitch to him. All you want to do is get on base for Ketel Marte right here somehow.
Ball and a strike. Got that fastball in there. Long inning for the rookie. 20th pitch coming up. Home runs by Carroll and Arenado in this 4th inning. Got him on that slider. Waldschmidt strikes out Strands 2, but a pair of solo homers get the Diamondbacks on the board. Corbin Carroll, first pitch he saw. And then Nolan Arenado takes a swing at the first one. Corbin's 15th, Nolan's 14th. After 4, they lead it 2-1.
We mentioned earlier about Merrill Kelly's changeup. If he's got that pitch working, it's probably going to be a good day for him. Hard sinker there, or rather changeup to get a swing and a miss. Double play grounder, another swing and a miss. As I mentioned, it's a hard changeup like Zach Greinke used to throw. Just enough off his fastball and a lot of downward movement.
Our Liberty Mutual Insurance field coverage. The only thing that concerns you about Merrill right now, the pitch count with a tired bullpen behind him. He's at 70 pitches through 4. And the veteran Jeff McNeil leads off the A's 5th. Merrill so far has walked 1. He struck out 3. He's had 1 double play turn behind him. McNeil jumps on that cutter and fouls it off. And a little frustrated he couldn't hold back just another half second.
Strike 1.
Yep.
You know, he used to do that a lot. I talk about him all the time. Greg Maddux. He'd throw you a nothing fastball off the plate inside on the first pitch, and the guy invariably would pull it foul. Boy, McNeil went down hard that time.
He is in a lot of pain. Oh, you can hear him from up here. Boy, that smarts.
Cutter working its way inside. Oh man, that's a lot of kneecap right there.
This is what it sounded like. We just saw that horrible injury with Joshua Kuroda-Grauer the other day, who fouled the ball off his own midsection and wound up needing emergency surgery, still resting at St. Joseph's Hospital. That one caught him square on the kneecap.
Yeah, I mean, it's never good to get hit in any part of your knee with a foul tip, but especially the front of the knee on that kneecap area. That's where you're most susceptible to injury.
McNeil fortunately up and trying to walk it off. 34 years old, Jeff McNeil, his first season with the A's. Here's the look from Dirt Cam. Square on the front of that knee. Ow.
Jeez. Boy, it's been a tough series for the A's injury-wise.
Yeah, that cutter getting just bearing in on the left-hand batter. Yeah, they're going to limp out of here for sure.
I was going to say, it doesn't look like Mark Kotze wants to give him his helmet back. But eventually McNeil talks his way into staying in the ball game here. It looks so innocent when it happens, but you think back to the 2001 division series, Jermaine Dye broke his leg fouling a ball off his front knee.
So Jeff McNeil, Merrill Kelly was asking McNeil, if do you need more time? I can walk around the mound, but McNeil gave him the thumbs up. Yeah, I'm good to go. Let's keep going here. He's behind in the count 0-2. That's a painful second strike for McNeil. Hunter Wendelstedt umpiring at third. Lower third of the A's order scheduled up in the 5th. again, he will lay off that changeup. Long career with the Mets for Jeff McNeil. It was a good one. He was an all-star there twice. In fact, won a batting title in New York. Lawrence Butler, the on-deck hitter. Then it's Jonah Heim. McNeil, a native California. He played at Long Beach State. Grew up in the San Luis Obispo area. Has a brother and sister who live in Sacramento, so he was excited to wind up with the Athletics this year. Kind of a homecoming for him after all those years in New York. Traded with cash from the Mets in a deal for a minor leaguer back in December. And McNeil pokes it down the line, headed for the right field foul pole, and it's in the bullpen to tie the game. So a bit of a Kirk Gibson moment there for Jeff McNeil, who was down for the count with 2 strikes after fouling a ball off his kneecap. And he winds up with his 4th home run. And we're tied at 2.
Boy, that's a professional level concentration right there. I mean, that kneecap didn't stop hurting. He just put it in the back of his mind, saw a pitch he could drive to right field and hit it way out of here over that right field bullpen.
This has been a bit of an Achilles heel for Merrill Kelly this year. That's the 22nd home run he's given up, and this is 18th start. And nearly cleared the bullpen down there. The 4th for McNeil. Here's Butler, who flied out to center his first time. Merrill approaching 80 pitches. He's not yet recorded an out in the 5th. At this pace, we're likely to see Gerardo Carrillo, who was just called up from Reno the other day. 27-year-old. That's that good changeup. They're without several pieces of their bullpen today. We'll leave the names out of it, but we know they've pitched a whole lot here on this homestand.
Yep. I mentioned it earlier. 4 of the last 5 games, Torrey's been forced to use 5 relief pitchers in each one of those 4 games.
And often the same guys. He's used that A bullpen quite a bit out of necessity. So we might see Carrillo, who would be making his major league debut, 33 appearances in relief at Reno this year. He's put up some good numbers. 2-2 on Lawrence Butler. Did he offer? He did not, says Hunter Wendelstedt. They're really leaning on that changeup. The A's have seen it a bunch here. They're starting to spit on that pitch. It's a full count, 3-2. Jonah Heim on deck. And Butler gets under this one. Short center for Waldschmidt. Otawa's out there, pardon me. That is the first out here in the 5th. Brings up Jonah Heim. Heim doubled and scored back in the 3rd. The A's had a 1-0 lead. Diamondbacks countered with 2 in the 4th. Solo homers by Corbin Carroll and Nolan Arenado. And now in the top of the 5th, Jeff McNeil has tied it up. Rubber game of this 3-game set. .2-0 is skied way up high along the right field line. Corbin Carroll has got a beat on it. And he's got it in foul ground for the 2nd out. That'll bring up Jacob Wilson. Join us for Family Field Day Frenzy. It's coming up Saturday, August 29th. You can enjoy all your favorite summer activities in the cool, air-conditioned comfort of Chase Field. We've got inflatable slides set to go, carnival booths, so the whole thing. Tickets available now at dbacks.com/family-frenzy. It's going to be a wonderful day for the kids and the whole family.
Oh, yeah, that looks like fun.
Date again on that is August 29th. Jacob Wilson, who's homered in both games of this series, Struck out and singled so far today in the leadoff spot. And that backs up Arenado at third. Throws on the run, a perfect strike. It's amazing. Jeff McNeil's 4th of the year has made it a 2-2 game. Welcome back to Chase Field, where we had quite a day here yesterday. There's Dennis Lamb, star of the Dennis Lamb Show. The grill master here. We had a crew cookout yesterday, and for the first time, the Lamb family, Tony, everybody, Andy. Usually they do chicken. We do a chicken dinner a couple of times a year, but we tried the cookout. So a big thank you to Dennis and Tony, the Lamb family on the grill. And there is Dennis Lamb. Your thoughts?
Well, thank you very much. And I want to take this moment for all those 120 people that we fed to say thank you to the benefactor. We have a great person in that, and all of us want to say thank you, thank you, thank you.
It has been a team effort. The Lambs do so much work for our whole crew, and everybody has it's a fun atmosphere down there.
It smells good too when you walk into the ballpark.
Oh, let me tell you, I must have ate about 5 pounds worth of coleslaw yesterday. That's Dennis Lamb, star of the Dennis Lamb Show. Ketel Marte leads off the 5th. Each team 2 runs on 5 hits. That's up the line. It's by White, and Marte's on the move. Ketel is single in the 1st, and now he leads off the 5th with a double. His 20th this year.
We'd like to see the D-backs answer right back after that McNeil home run tied up the ball game, and Ketel does his part, shoots it right by White down into that left field corner for a leadoff double.
And don't forget, fans, that D-backs double gets you $15 off your next Uber Eats order of $30 or more. Just use code D-backs 2026. Go ahead, run in scoring position for Geraldo Perdomo.
Move him.
He has walked and struck out.
Tried the inside out swing that time to work the ball to the right side of the field.
I'm a big fan of the Johnny Unitas high tops.
Yeah.
Those are growing on me.
Although he's going to lose his endorsement contract with Skittles.
That's true. It's a nice change.
Nice.
A refresh. Gets it to the right side. Job well done. Gets Marte into third. That's exactly what you want right there. And Perdomo, as usual, executing what needs to be done. Here's a chance for Corbin. Corbin, first pitch he saw, hit it into the left field seats for his 15th of the year. That was leading off the 4th. And then 2 batters later, Arenado hit another first pitch home run out there. Trying to answer right back after the McNeil home run tied it. Infield starts to creep in for the Gays. This was Corbin leading off the 4th.
Just love to see that approach right there. It wasn't over swinging, didn't have that high extension on his follow through. Drove it out of here left field.
We anticipated that we might see Gerardo Carrillo warming up, and there he is in the Sanderson Ford bullpen getting ready, it seems, for his major league debut. 27-year-old right-hander with encouraging numbers at Reno this year. Merrill Kelly's at 87 pitches through 5. Slider misses away, 2 balls and a strike. Got the fastball by him. Keep in mind that Corbin is batting just over .350 this year against left-hand pitching. He's had reverse platoon splits all season long, so this left-on-left matchup is no big deal. But he's up there in a 2-strike count.
Corbin's got a lot of room on that left side with Jacob Wilson playing way up the middle. White is playing really close to third base with Marte over there. A lot of room on the left side when the pitch is delivered.
He hits this into right center. He's got an easy triple with that outfield shifted this way. Trying to get that run home. Marte at third with one out. Now the 2-2. Corbin came in batting .249 on the year. That's the lowest his batting average had been since March 28th, the opening series of the season at Los Angeles. So far he has hit into a double play and homered his 15th of the year. Two misses in. Curveball didn't get there. Trying to sneak it through the front door, and it's full. Moreno on deck. Diamondbacks have won each of the last 3 series against the A's. They've taken 6 of those 9 games, and they're trying to make it 4 consecutive series wins here today. 3-2 pitch. That's set it for the seats. Diamondbacks took 2 of 3 in West Sacramento last year. Trying to take 2 of 3 here in Phoenix. 9th pitch of the at-bat coming up. Pitch count creeping up on the rookie Gage jump. Shortstop for Wilson, and Marte's going to have to stay put. Corbin cannot deliver that run, and that's a big second out for Jump. It's up to Gabby, 0 for 2. Gabby has reached base safely in 18 consecutive games and 37 straight starts dating all the way back to June 2nd. Up there in a 2-out RBI spot right here. Go ahead, run at third. Waves at that slider for strike 1. Rio warming up. Merrill threw 5 at 87 pitches. Might be done. Diamondbacks have had Jump on the ropes a couple of times. They started off the game single walk. He got Corbin to hit into a double play. He had a leadoff walk in the second, had another double play. Of course, he had that long fourth, but when he's been on the ropes, for the most part, he's been able to wiggle off the hook. The exception being the 2 solo home runs. And that was shaping up to be a big inning because Vargas followed that Arenado homer with a single. McCann walked, but then he really bore down and got 2 strikeouts to get out of trouble. And he's ahead of Moreno now, 0-2 with 2 outs. Gage Jump, just 23 years old. 2nd round pick out of LSU. He was the A's organizational pitcher of the year last season between A-ball and AA. In fact, he's made only 9 starts above the AA level as a minor leaguer. Now here he's in the big leagues. He was in college just 2 years ago. 70 pitches, 43 strikes. Boy, Gabby can be a tough out.
Yeah, and I mentioned with 2 strikes, he has been really tough this year. .296 batting average when he's had 2 strikes on him.
Go ahead, runs at third with 2 down. Still 0-2 on Moreno. Marte at third after that leadoff double. That kicks away from Heim. Cattell jogs in with a go-ahead run. A curveball spiked in the dirt. A wild pitch, and it's 3-2 Diamondbacks. Well, they needed a little bit of help, but they got the run home.
That's a risk you run when you try to bury a breaking ball with a 2-strike count and just gets away from him way over in that left-handed box. I'm a little late getting out there, but D-backs will definitely take it.
Yeah, Cattell nearly walked home. That rolled well away from Jonah Heim. 1-2 on Moreno now. A 3-2 Diamondback lead. No activity as of yet for Mark Kotsay in the bullpen. Arenado, who has walked and homered, would be next. It's 2-2 on Gabby. And Moreno drills it deep to left center. Gabriel Moreno. That's gone. .427 feet. It left the bat at 108, the 7th for Gabby, and it's 4-2 Diamondbacks.
Yeah, 2 strikes just doesn't seem to bother Gabby very much up there at the plate. That ball was absolutely crushed.
He was saying with 2 strikes, no problem.
Right on the bat part of the bat that time. He knew it right away. It was just a question of how far was it going to go over the fence.
Diamondbacks have hit 3 solo homers today, and that's onto the home run porch. Here's Arenado, who homered his last time, and looks at a strike with a curveball. Number 7 for Moreno, the 2nd longest home run of his career, 427 feet. Gabby's now hit safely in 16 of his last 18 games. He has reached base now in 38 consecutive starts. You know, we have a lot of fun with the Gabby Lane stuff, but it's nice to see him park one out there for a change. Won't chase the curveball. Yes, he held up Steven Jasinski down there at first. Nolan's had a big homestand here now. He's got RBIs now in 7 of his last 10 games. Activity in the A's bullpen finally. Junior Tur, the right-hander, warming up for the Athletics. It's 3-1 on Arenado, and things starting to slip away here for Gage Jump. There's Junior Tur.
Getting ready in a hurry.
25th pitch of the inning on the way to Arenado with Vargas on deck behind him. In on the hands with a fastball, and Arenado's aboard for the 3rd time. He's walked twice and homered. Long 5th getting longer here for Jump. And the batter is Ildemaro Vargas. This is Dan Hubbs, the interim pitching coach. He had been the bullpen coach until the Athletics at the deadline, or at the All-Star break, I should say, made a change in the coaching staff. Scott Emerson had been let go, and now Hubbs is the interim coach for the rest of the year. Want to talk to the rookie left-hander. Now this from Jack in the Box.
Don't get FOMO. Get my Philly style bonus Jack combos and new Philly Munchie Meal.
Welcome to Jack in the Box.
A double, a home run, and a base on balls in this inning for Jump. Merrill Kelly is through 5 now with what for the moment is a 4-2 lead. Jump has walked 4, struck out 5. Vargas is the hitter. He singled his last time up. Ildemaro, remember, dangerous, much more so from the right side than the left. Two runs home. Arenado at first with 2 outs. That's off the glove of Heim, and Nolan gets a free 90 feet. Things are really going sideways here for the rookie Gage Jump.
Assuming that's a pass ball, looked like Heim just clanked that one.
Former Gold Glove winner back there for the Rangers. It's a pass ball.
I was talking about it the other day. catchers attempting to frame borderline pitches and not catching the ball. I think that's what happened to Jonah Heim right there. He was going to push it back to the outside corner, but just didn't catch it.
Creates an RBI chance for Vargas. And look at the difference in these numbers for Vargy, the switch hitter, right versus left. 326, 5 of the 7 homers from the right side of the plate. And there against a rookie left-hander who is on the ropes. Pumps a fastball in there, 97 on 2-0. D-backs with 2 in the 4th, 2 more home in this 5th. They lead at 4-2. 3 solo home runs. Carroll, Moreno, and Arenado, the 3, 4, and 5 hitters. Vargas will drop this into right center, and it gets to the pool. Arenado's home with a 5th run. Ildemaro Vargas with an RBI double. Here comes Mark Kotsay. That will be it for Gage Jump.
Well, it would appear to be the percentage move to bring in the right-hander to turn Vargas around, but I just don't think he was quite ready yet.
Diamondbacks have 8 hits, 5 for extra bases, including 3 home runs. Back from Chase Field after this. Diamondbacks opening things up, a 5-2 lead in the 5th. They've knocked the rookie Gage Jump out of the ball game, and here making only his 2nd career major league appearance, Junior Tur, 26-year-old right-hander who pitched for 3 seasons in Cuba, signed with the Athletics in 2022. He's come up through their system and just made his major league debut Friday with 2 innings of work against the Nationals when he was hit hard. James McCann, the hitter, he has singled and walked. And McCann gets a hold of one. This one's on its way. And there's one more. 4 Diamondback home runs, and they lead it 7-2. A 100 career home runs for the veteran James McCann. McCann has now homered 3 times in his last 3 games after the 2-homer game at Dodger Stadium.
Oh, man. Fastball down and in. Welcome to the game, Junior Tur.
1 pitch.
1 pitch. That ball is launched to left center field.
Diamondbacks, 3rd time this season they've hit 4 home runs in a game. That ties the season high. 431 feet for James McCann. Tim Tao a broken bat, and that'll find no man's land out there. Well, since the Diamondbacks grounded out on the bat of Corbin Carroll for 2 outs in the 5th inning, they've gone home run, walk, double, home run, single, and here's Waldschmidt, the 9th man to bat in the bottom of the 5th inning. Now 7 runs on 10 hits. James McCann, since he came off the injured list, has hit in all 4 games in which he's played. He's homered 3 times in those 4 games, and now has 100 homers for his career.
Congrats on that.
Tawa on the move. Ryan Waldschmidt. There goes number 1 for Waldy. His first major league home run. Ryan Waldschmidt sends one out of here, and it's 9-2. .426 feet. The first of Ryan Waldschmidt's major league career.
Get the feeling it's not going to be his last. Boy, they either have something on tour or he's just made some really bad mistakes since coming in out of that A's bullpen. Some loud contact.
6 in a row have reached, all with 2 outs, including 3 homers. And there's the celebration after the silent treatment for the former #1 pick out of Kentucky. 5 homers, a season high for the Diamondbacks. They did this last year in May against the Dodgers. 9 runs on 11 hits.
Am I bat break? Yes.
Marte started off this inning with a double. He's the 10th man to bat in the bottom of the 5th. And that's the splitter. He strikes out. Moreno in the 5th inning. McCann in the 5th inning. And then after the Tawa single, it's Ryan Waldschmidt, his first big league homer. And the Diamondbacks, after 5, have a 9-2 lead.
The 3 for me.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Arizona Diamondbacks and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Arizona Diamondbacks.
Well, the Diamondbacks inside Chase Field have hit 5 home runs this season high. They lead the Athletics 9-2 and on in relief of Merrill Kelly after Ryan Waldschmidt's first big league homer. And James McCann's 100th of his career is the right-hander Gerardo Carrillo, making his major league debut. 27-year-old righty signed a minor league deal in December.
Solid numbers down in Reno this season. In 33 games with the Aces, went 7-3 with 4 saves.
Like the strikeouts, 57 and 43 and a third.
Yes, indeed.
Tyler Soderstrom leads off the Athletics 6th. Carrillo spent most of last season with the Texas Rangers organization. He was at AA Frisco, made 40 relief appearances, had 7 saves after recovering from Tommy John surgery, which cost him all of his 2024 campaign. He's got a lot of good stuff. His development has been slowed down a bit by injury, so he might be something of a late bloomer. Missed much of his 2022 minor league season with right shoulder trouble. Just 2 appearances all of 23 because of right knee surgery, and then missed a whole nother year after Tommy John. So he's really been through it, but boy, the stuff is lively and the numbers are good. Signed by the Dodgers as a teenager out of Guadalajara for $75,000. He'd been training with the Tijuana Toros of the Mexican League when they found him. And now here he is in his major league debut. Soderstrom will walk that off. This has become a recurrent theme here with the A's hitters.
Boy, they have been banged up in this 3-game series. Yeah, I know this is just a coincidence, but Merrill Kelly today, 5 innings, 87 pitches. Last start against St. Louis, 5 innings, 87 pitches.
Yeah, really had to labor. Merrill had some long innings there, particularly that third. And Carrillo, they really need some length out of this kid. If he can get him, 3, even 6 outs, they'd certainly take it. And he nearly plunked Soderstrom with this one. Oh, we just saw Junior Tur in his 2nd major league appearance after making his big league debut last week. And now it's Gerardo Carrillo. 6'1", 170 pounds, 27 years old. Shattered the bat with that split finger pitch. Split the bat.
There you go. We talked about those cupped bats before, where they take some weight off the end of the bat. And when you're out in front of a pitch and catch it off that cup, that's what happens. It splits down the barrel.
Jeff McNeil hit a leadoff home run in the top of the 5th inning for the A's that tied it up 2-2. And then in the home half, the Diamondbacks exploded for 7 runs, including 3 homers. They've had 5 home runs today. High in the air toward the right field corner. Corbin Carroll headed toward foul ground. He's got just enough room. And Carrillo has his first out in the big leagues.
Corbin's getting really good at those foul balls down the right field line up against the netting. He's had several of them in this series.
Yeah, right. One that he caught the other day going into the net.
Yeah.
Shea Langeliers is the DH. He has singled and struck out. What got Carrillo noticed by the scouts coming out of the Mexican League was a live fastball and a very promising changeup. He's got that sort of a split changeup. That's the heater right there. The sinker runs into 98. As you can see, he's got the velocity.
Yep. And good movement on that last sinker. Unfortunately, so much movement it took it right out of the zone.
Just got added to the 40-man roster last week. Gerardo Carrillo pitched in the Dodgers minor league system for 4 years. Went to Washington as part of the Max Scherzer Trey Turner deal. That was back in 2021. And as we mentioned, pitched last year in the Rangers system. The cutter's in there for strike.
Those goggles, he looks a little bit like Jorge Barrosa.
Maybe a little taller.
Who is it?
Sweeper's right there. Vic Carapazza with a strike 3 ring up on that second strike. It's 2-2 on Langeliers. I think Vic got a little excited there. Carlos Cortez on deck. Langeliers drops it into left center. Another hit. His second today. He's had a terrific series, Shea Langeliers. He's got a 7-game hitting streak going, including 3 home runs. He homered here last night. One out base runner for Cortez, who's 0 for 2. He has hit into a double play and struck out. Talked about this in the ball game last night. Carlos Cortez, a left-hand batter and a switch thrower. He can throw you out from both arms.
That's such an oddity. We've seen guys from time to time. We talked about it a little bit yesterday that can throw equally well with either arm, but usually at some point you pick one or the other.
You go back to Greg Harris with the Red Sox.
Yeah, there you
been
go.
Some other guys that have you got to declare if you're going to throw right-handed or left-handed. Then they have sort of that ambiguous glove that can fit both hands, either hand. Carrillo out there, couldn't have a better guy for your big league debut than James McCann.
Yep.
And that's a big comfort for the kid. Torey Lovullo often talks about just McCann's calming presence. Sure, it's got to help in a situation like this. A base hit by Langeliers, now behind on Cortez, 2-0. And follows up with that good sinker at 98. You mentioned the strikeout totals at Reno, 57 punch-outs in 43 innings. You can get you the ground ball with that sinker or the swing and miss. Here's the grounder. Marte backs up. Perdomo's got it for 1. And Gerardo Carrillo's pitched an inning in the major leagues. Second double play turned by the infield today. They lead it 9-2. Time to look at some Corona line drives. See what we did there? Line drives.
I like it.
3 home runs in that 5th inning by the Diamondbacks. It's just the 3rd time in the StatCast era since 2015 that any team has had 3 homers in 1 inning, all going more than 425 feet.
Wow, how about that?
Gabriel Moreno hit at 427. James McCann hit at 431 for the 100th of his career. And Ryan Waldschmidt went 426 for his first. Geraldo Perdomo starts off the 6th. Junior Turr, who gave up 2 of those homers in the 5th, back out there for the 6th. Fifth time, or the 5th inning, the first time the Diamondbacks created that much havoc. Last 5 homer game, by the way. Your staff eager to point this out. They lost. So let's try to do something about the morale over there.
Let's hit number 6, huh?
Yeah, they had 5 homers in a game back in May of last season against the Dodgers and lost 14-11. Last time they had 6 home runs in a game was May of 2022 at Wrigley. They hit 7 and beat the Cubs 10-7. So see, it all evens out in the end.
We were talking earlier about Gabriel Moreno and how well he hits with 2 strikes.
Yeah.
Perdomo slugs with 2 strikes. A .391 slugging percentage with 2 strikes. 6 of his 7 home runs have come with 2 strikes.
Wow. At the inside of Parker here the other day against the Cardinals and almost got Corbin Carroll. Corbin stands awfully close behind the batter's box. He's well in front of the on-deck circle. That one nearly drilled him. He was standing well in front of that spot a moment ago. Looks like he's headed back there now. Perdomo almost caught him right in the chest. Jerry pops it up behind short. Jacob Wilson calling everybody on. And that's the first out in the bottom of the 6th inning. Here comes Corbin, who homered back in the 4th. You can purchase a Pokemon Go special event ticket pack. It's coming up against the Rockies Tuesday, August 11th. You'll get your ticket to the game and an exclusive Pokemon Go hat. They have all the different various Pokemons.
I can't even hold them all. I don't know whether you get to choose your color or whether it's just random, but any of these hats are really cool.
Well, if you have to order the special event ticket pack, so I think when you do that, you can pick the hat of your choice.
That makes sense.
Yeah, it's a lot like the Harry Potter scarves. You get to pick. I mean, we're not just going to hand you any hat.
No.
You get to choose. That's what we go above and beyond here with the Diamondbacks. The choice is yours. Fastball missed away for Corbin. It's 1-1. A home run for Corbin leading off the 4th against Gage. Jump his 15th of the year, left on left. Arenado followed 2 batters later with a solo homer. And then 3 more home runs in the 5th. Moreno, McCann, and Waldschmidt. For James, the 100th of his career. For Waldy, it was number 1. Corbin sends one deep to left center again. Oh, he just missed another one. He's thinking 3. Here he goes. Corbin Carroll's got the triple.
Wow.
The home run was his 15th. That triple his 11th. And he nearly hit it out of here.
Boy, such a nice, easy swing to produce that much power to the opposite field. Looked like a splitter tumbling down low and away, and Corbin stays right on it, drives it out there to left center, high off the wall.
And here he goes. You gotta wonder if this is the breakout game or series for Corbin. Now keep in mind, he was 7 for 66 coming into the game today. He's hit the ball hard twice to the opposite field, once off to the lefty, another against a right-hander. A's bring the infield in for Moreno, who homered his last time up. It's been a long dry spell for Corbin, but the bat's starting to make a lot more noise here.
I'm not a big-time card collector, but the card companies, if they don't use that Corbin Carroll face going between second and third on a triple on his card, there's something wrong.
Here he comes. Jonah Hine couldn't pick it up. It's 10-2. Hine had a play on it. He hit that on deck circle thing out there and kind of slid across on his cleats. The wild pitch brings home the run. He might have had a play at the plate, but he was suddenly on ice skates there for a minute.
happens. Another splitter down in the dirt right there. Climbed up his chest protector, hit him on the side of the throat. Goes back to get it and just fanned on the ball right there as he went sliding into the on-deck circle.
Second time they've scored a run today, the Diamondbacks, at a wild pitch. That was like a slip and slide. Ever have a slip and slide as a kid?
Oh, yeah.
Put it in the backyard.
I don't even let the granddaughters get on it. Get out of the way.
It's Grandpa's turn again.
You play second base. I'll be the runner at first on a double play ball.
Break up the double play. Late time granted by Vic Carapazza. No pitch.
Well, we can break down everything now. Corbin Carroll home to third right there in 10.94 seconds. Home to first in 4.3. First to second in 3.3. Second to third, 3.3.
Consistency.
Well, that's what happens when you run hard all the time.
It still does happen these days. Corbin's grounded out twice. He's tripled and homered. 2-2 on Moreno. 1 for 3. Gabby's home run is 7th of the year. That's foul behind J.R. House at third. By the way, the Diamondbacks began play today with the same record as the Pittsburgh Pirates, tied for the final National League wildcard spot. Now, the Pirates are playing a doubleheader today at New York, and they just won the opener in 10 innings, 5-3. So that's not great news. They'll play another one later tonight. Max Fried is returning to the Yankee rotation. He's missed the last 2 months. Pittsburgh got 2 in the top of the 10th in the Bronx and beat the Yankees 5-3. That was earlier today. And they'll play another one tonight. Dan Hubbs, the interim pitching coach, out to the mound. He's getting his steps in here today. Talked a lot about the Athletics building this young core of position players. Their position player group, a lot of them have long-term extensions, but they're a long way off in the pitching department.
Yeah, no question about it.
I'm trying to figure out how to navigate the rest of this game bullpen-wise and try to give some of these guys a break. No one warming up right now, so it looks like Carrillo, who got 3 outs in the 6th, will at least get the 7. Nolan's had a big day. He's walked twice and homered. He scored two runs. Yep, 2 runs. 10 runs on 12 hits so far. Here is Gerardo Carrillo making his major league debut. 3 outs in the 6th.
Looks calm, cool, and collected. You never know what's going on between the ears, however, but he looks like, I've been here, I've done this.
So many injuries in the minor leagues. No one warming up as of yet. There's some stirring in the A's bullpen. 2-0 on Arenado. Junior Turgis made his major league debut last Friday. Got hit pretty hard. That was against Washington. Pitched 3 seasons in Cuba. The A's signed him as an undrafted free agent. He's been in their minor league system the last 4 years now. Gunnar a little low. Back-to-back walks after the Corbin Carroll triple in the wild pitch. And another chance here for Ildemaro Vargas. Novello, I think, maybe trying to convince Corbin Carroll to take the rest of the day off. Corbin's shaking his head no, as you might expect. This is a negotiation right here. That's what this is. Arenado's walked 3 times today. He's reached base all 4 times he's been up there. 3 walks and a home run.
Well, Corbin with a home run and a triple in the game today is probably hoping the Diamondbacks hit around a couple more times. Might have a chance for a backdoor cycle.
There you go. Moreno at second, Arenado at first. Diamondbacks have scored now in 3 consecutive innings, highlighted by that 7-run 5th, which included 3 home runs. They've hit 5 homers today. Turner having trouble throwing strikes. Activity in Athletics bullpen now. Saw him warming up in the ball game yesterday. Didn't quite get in there. That's Hayden Yeager. They just picked up from Toronto. Well, Turner's walked 3 consecutive batters and throwing a wild pitch after the Corbin Carroll triple. And the bases are full of Diamondbacks now with 1 out. And the batter is James McCann, who hit a long home run his last time up, the 100th of his career. McCann has singled, walked, and homered. Moreno is the runner at third base. Arenado's at second and Vargas at first.
Even with an 8-run lead, try to get that ball to the outfield right here. Last thing in the world you want is a grounder at one of the A's infielders. Look for something up in the zone you can lift in the air to the outfield.
And splitter from Tur gets him his 2nd strike.
Now you just have to battle. Get the bat on the ball, put it in play, hope for the best.
Still just 1 out in the inning, 1 run home on a wild pitch after the Corbin triple. McCann missed 44 games, was out nearly 2 months with that right quad strain. He's hit in all 4 games he's played since coming off the injured list, including 3 home runs. Oh, bounced a cutter up there. About a 50-foot cut fastball there. Long day for Jonah Heim back there. Getting longer. 2-2 now. Keep in mind he's walked the last 3 he's faced. And now it's a full count on McCann. Tim Tawa in the on-deck circle. Just able to get a piece. And fastball low. 10 runs on 12 hits for the Diamondbacks, including 5 home runs. Rolls it to short and through. Broken bat. Moreno's home. They'll stop Arenado. It's 11-2. RBI from McCann aboard for the 4th time today. Marcotte up to the top step. 5 in a row have reached against Junior Tur. We'll take a break on D-backs TV. Back in a moment from Chase Field.
just trying really hard. That's honestly what it is. I'm trying to run fast, and yeah, I make some of the craziest faces out there. I wish I didn't. I wish it was a little more, calm, cool, collected, just gliding along. But no, it's just running with everything I got.
That's the Corbin Carroll intensity, the running face. And Corbin's been running a lot. He tripled and scored on a wild pitch earlier in this inning. And the new pitcher for the Athletics, making just his third career major league appearance, is the right-hander Hayden Yeager, who was designated for assignment by the Blue Jays earlier this summer. Traded to the Athletics at the end of June for a minor leaguer. Both those two previous outings came with Toronto. Base is still full of Diamondbacks. Tim Tao with a hitter. Yes, he went, says Steven Jasinski. Tim singled and scored back in that 7-run fifth. Torlavella trying to figure out who he can sub out and where. Going over some changes with Jeff Bannister there. Bullpen quiet for the moment, but they're going to try to get some of these starters out of here. With what for the moment is an 11-2 lead. Their high score for the year is 12. And they're threatening that here. Base is loaded for Tawa in a 1-2 count.
I think Corbin's face when he's running, especially between second and third on a triple, it's just aerodynamics. He's running so fast that the wind is pushing his cheeks back. Helmet flies off, hair flapping in the wind.
It's like the movie The Right Stuff when they put him in that thing that spins around. It's the G forces, right?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
He's pulling 3 G's coming around second base. Those two are quite a pair, Gabby and Corbin,
boy.
by the way.
Are they ever?
They're frickin' frack. Tawa drives it to center. Butler looking up at the wall. And it's off the wall. Arenado scores. Vargas coming home. Tim Tawa drives in 2 more. 4-13. He just missed a home run out there.
Straight away center field. 95-mile-an-hour fastball on the inner third. About 3/4 of the way up the wall out there. Butler plays the carom perfectly, but Diamondbacks tack on a couple more.
Little Tawabunga action. 13 runs on 14 hits. Here's Ryan Walshman, who just hit his first major league home run his last time up. And Waldy gets under this one a bit. This will be easier for Butler. McCann high stepping into home, and it's 14. RBI for Walshman. This was Waldy back in the 5th. 426 feet, his first major league home run. It's our Chaz Roberts air conditioning and plumbing cool play of the game. And the regular is going to come out. There's the silent treatment. 14 runs now on 14 hits. Tyler Locklear is batting for Ketel Marte. Two runs in the 4th, 7 runs in the 5th, 5 home here in the 6th.
This is about the opposite of what we're used to seeing from the D-backs offense, when they normally score early and then kind of fall asleep for the rest of the ball game. They've saved all their offense for later in the game, or the middle part of the game anyway.
And Tyler fouls that fastball away. So far in his Athletics debut, Hayden Yeager, only his 3rd major league appearance, has been tagged for 3 runs, a double and a sac fly. All those charged, of course. Well, yeah, all of them charged to the previous pitcher, Tur. It's 0-2 on Tyler Locklear. can't bat around in back-to-back innings. It complicates the paperwork.
Sure does.
Tyler, the 9th man to bat here in the 6th after they batted around in the 5th. Diamondbacks, last time they scored at least 14 runs was at Colorado last June. Last time they did it here was against the Rangers in September of 24. Little World Series payback action that time. Two outs. Tim Tao still down there at second base after the 2-run double. And Locklear goes after that changeup. Yinger gets the strikeout. Diamondbacks get 5 more home. And after 6, they lead the A's 14-2. Diamondbacks baseball presented by Y-Refi. All kinds of excitement here for the Diamondbacks, looking for a series win over the A's. They lead it 14-2 as we start the 7th inning. Some defensive changes. Tyler Locklear takes over at first base for Ildemaro Vargas. Vargas moves over to second, replacing Ketel Marte. And Jorge Barosa checks into right, replacing Corbin Carroll. So Torey Lovullo trying to get some of the regulars at least half a game off or so. Donovan Walton leads off the 7th against Gerardo Carrillo, making his major league debut after getting 3 outs in the 6th. Walton is grounded out and walked. He's 0 for 1. 14 runs on 14 hits for the Diamondbacks. They've hit 5 home runs. Cutter's a strike and it's 1-2. Gerardo Carrillo in his major league debut in the 6th inning got a fly ball out, gave up a base hit to Langoliers, got a double play ball to win the inning, and now back out there for the 7th. D-backs looking for what would be their 8th win in the last 10 games, trying to keep pace with the Pirates, both tied for that final National League wildcard spot. And Gerardo Carrillo with his first major league strikeout.
There's that split changeup. It's way out in front that time. Well, that's a good pitch. A tumbling rotation. You could clearly see it.
Going to authenticate that. Gerardo Carrillo, 27-year-old right-hander, just called up the other day, making his major league debut, now facing rookie Tommy White, who has grounded out twice. That cutter didn't quite cut. Sinkers in there for a strike as we get the latest from Jody Jackson. Jody.
Yeah, guys, of course, that big road trip coming up. 4-city trip. We've well publicized the makeup game tomorrow in St. Louis, then on to Washington. So Phoenix, St. Louis, Washington, 3 cities, 3 days. And Torey Lovullo earlier today said he has never been part of a 4-city road trip, which had me thinking, you know, Bob, have you ever been part of something like that? It's certainly very rare. We've had 2 cities where they tack on a rain out, but I haven't seen 4 myself, that's for sure.
Yeah, I don't think so. I can't recall a 4-city road trip, rather.
Well, that is the makeup of that finale in St. Louis last month, where the fourth game of that 4-game series got rained out, which could have easily been avoided, but the Cardinals didn't want to do that, so here we are. And it's a lot to ask.
Yeah.
And of course, those are critical games in terms of the wild card race, because you're neck and neck with, you've clinched the season series with St. Louis, so you got the tiebreaker there, but you want the victory, obviously. And the Cardinals, the Nationals, the Pirates, and the Diamondbacks all neck and neck with each other for that wild card spot. So this is a critical road trip. And then you finish up with 3 against a very good Cleveland Guardians club. And there's no break either when you come back home from that. The schedule's really rough here. As soon as they get back home, no off days. 4 against the Padres, 3 against the Dodgers, then the Rockies come in. So this is like 20 games in 21 days or something like that.
Just take care of business every day, one at a time, one at a time. Don't look too far ahead and never look back.
McNeil homered his last time up. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes. McNeil can be a tough out. Remember, he fouled that ball off his knee, was down for a while, fouled off a bunch of 2-strike pitches before he finally hit a home run. That was off Merrill Kelly back in the 5th. Temporarily tied up the game for the A's. It was 2-2 at that point. D-backs answered with 7 in the bottom of the 5th and 5 more in the 6th. Butler on deck. It's 3-2 on Jeff McNeil. Bullpen quiet behind Carrillo. Three-2 on the way.
Well, McNeil has hit some rockets foul in the series. I'm telling you, hit one in the upper deck foul the other day.
He is the definition or the personification of the old professional hitter cliche. 8th pitch coming up. Chops it fair. Carrillo is on the run, does a nice job, but can't get the foot on the bag first. McNeil hustling up that line. Hit kind of slowly, and that worked in McNeil's favor. It's a base hit.
With a bruised kneecap.
Yeah.
That's one of those tweeners, Tyler Locklear, kind of caught in between whether to try to beat McNeil to the base himself or flip to Carrillo. The glove to glove just doesn't quite work that time.
Close.
Yeah, he missed the base anyway with the first attempt. Even if he had caught the ball, I think McNeil was going to be safe.
Butler has twice flat out to center. That's fouled away. Two on Lawrence Butler, the athletic center fielder. No one warming up at the Diamondback bullpen.
With a big lead like this, you get the feeling Carrillo is maybe have to wear it today.
35 pitches, 21 strikes so far. Hunter Wendelstedt, who's back to the scoreboard perhaps, says no, he didn't go. It's full 3-2. It didn't go. Locklear plays behind McNeil at first. Here goes McNeil, gets a head start, and Carrillo, after the 2-out infield hit, walks Butler, and that brings up the catcher Jonah Heim. 14-2. You got to get in there and throw strikes.
Yeah, and I get the fact that Diamondbacks like all their pitchers to mix it up and use their entire arsenal, but throwing a breaking ball there, 3-2 with a 12-run lead. Go right after him now. Let your defense work behind you. You got one of the best defenses in all of baseball playing behind you. Make them put the ball in play.
And Carrillo getting the Perdomo pep talk, which is standard in these situations. James McCann, the calming voice there. And it's 14-2 with 2 on and 2 out in the 7th, as we'll check in with Andrew, the home buyer.
Catch the best deal for your house by calling me, Andrew, the home buyer.
Major League debut for Gerardo Carrillo. He'd like to impress, obviously. He's already thrown his first double play ball in the big leagues, picked up his first strikeout, and just issued his first walk. So here's the veteran Heim, who doubled and scored back in the 3rd. That was when the A's, believe it or not, at one point had the lead in this game, 1-0. So this counts as a comeback win, I guess, which is a little deceiving, but okay. There's a sinker for a strike. Last night also qualified as a quote-unquote comeback win, even though the Diamondbacks led it 3-0 after 1. They trailed here 1-0 after 3. That's off the bag and up the line. Heim shoots it the other way for at least 1. McNeil coming home. They'll stop Butler. And 3 consecutive have reached with 2 outs. Jonah Heim's second hit today.
Kind of a tardy swing that time by Jonah Heim, but he shoots it right down that third base line, off the bag, down into the corner.
Bobby Crosby down all these runs, not going to risk getting Butler thrown out. He stops at 3rd. Brian Kaplan's going to have to go out there, and they'll need to get some activity in a tired Diamondback bullpen, with Carrillo laboring here to get out of this 7th inning. And here is Jonathan Loaizaga, who worked the 8th inning in the opener here Monday night. Jacob Wilson, the GCU star, who homered here Monday, homered again last night in the 9th inning that tied the game when the A's were down to their final out. He has singled today, 1 for 3. Butler at 3rd, Himes at 1st. Carrillo just trying to get that 2nd inning of work in the books.
Everybody has something that they feel good doing before they hit. I just like Jacob Wilson's feet, the way he back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, closing up his stance.
Check swing foul.
A lot of movement. You probably wouldn't normally teach that to a young hitter, but over the course of his career, this is what he's landed on, and sure can't argue with the results.
He's got 17 hits, Jacob Wilson, over what is now a 10-game hitting streak. A little squirmer back to the mound. Carrillo's got that, and he's at last got that 3rd out in the 7th. Closing out his major league debut. A's get a run. It's 14-3. Well, let's have some fun with StatCast. 3 homers in the 5th inning. Gabriel Moreno, 427. James McCann, 431. Ryan Waldschmidt, 426. We're powering up 5 homers today, 3 of them coming in that 5th inning.
Close to a quarter of a mile of home runs right there.
And for James McCann, the 100th of his career. For Ryan Walshman, his first. It all adds up to a 14-3 lead. Alika Williams, the ASU Sun Devil, at shortstop now for the A's, replacing GCU's Jacob Wilson. And Geraldo Perdomo out there to start the home half of the seventh. And Jonah Heim's going to challenge a call here in a 14-3 game. He was right.
Call's overturned to a strike.
Vic
Have 2 remaining.
Vic Carapazza, the crew chief, the plate umpire. Hayden Yeager back out there in his athletics debut today, just acquired recently from Toronto. Perdomo slaps it to left. Soderstrom is there. Nope, that's Cortez now in left field. They've moved some pieces around as Bolte comes into play center. Cortez goes from right to left, and Butler goes from center to right. Yep, that's right.
When the music stops, grab a position. Musical chairs.
So it's Cortez, Bolte, and Butler, your athletics outfield, left to right. Here's Jorge Barosa, who took over for Corbin Carroll. Jorge's had a lively bat in this series.
He's shown a lot more patience recently too. Taking some pitches, working some counts.
He walked, doubled, scored in the opener here Monday, then walked and singled last night. Switch hitter, bats from the left-hand side. Gabriel Moreno with a DH spot today on deck. And Yeager walks a batter in a 14-3 game. Here's the breakdown. Gerardo Correa with a pitching coach Brian Kaplan after getting 6 outs in his big league debut. There's a lot to like there from that young man. The stuff is pretty lively.
Yeah.
Upper 90s, got a split changeup. Here's Gabby. Max Kepler's come out in the on deck circle, and he will bat for Nolan Arenado, it looks like. Moreno has struck out, grounded out, walked and homered. Up and right. Lawrence Butler is over there now. He's able to run it down. Barosa back to the bag at first, and now Kepler bats for Arenado.
Well, Max Kepler certainly looks like he's settled in his new environment here in Arizona. The first few games understandably looked like he was trying to do a little bit too much, but has really settled in, taking some good at bats. That long home run in the first inning last night.
Yeah, Max has hit in 7 of his last 9 games. He's got a dozen RBIs in those last 9 games.
Yeah, not only did he homer, 3-run bomb in the first, he singled in the 6th, walked twice, once in the 8th, once in the 10th.
Popped it straight up. White's at third. And it's off to the 8th inning. Diamondbacks on their way to a series win. Loaizaga on his way in the game with a 14-3 lead. All Diamondbacks today. They've hit 5 home runs, including the 100th of James McCann's career and the first for Ryan Walshman. And they have a 14-3 lead over the A's as we start the 8th inning. Here is the right-hander Jonathan Loaizaga. Loizaga 42 appearances. Last 14 have been scoreless. He got 3 outs in the 8th inning in the opener here Monday against the Athletics. And defensive changes all around for the Diamondbacks as Henry Bolte, the center fielder, now makes his first at bat today. Max Kepler comes in to play left field, replacing Ryan Waldschmidt. Waldy goes to center, replacing Tim Tawa. Tawa moves from center to third, replacing Nolan Arenado. It's 0-1 on Bolte. Max Muncy is in the on-deck circle. And he would bat for Shea Langeliers. Bolte, the 22-year-old rookie, hitless in the series. He has struck out 3 times, and now he lines out to Locklear for the first down in the 8th. And now Muncy will bat for Langeliers.
You know, not only have the Diamondbacks flexed their muscles here today, hitting some balls out of the ballpark, but last night they drew 7 walks. Today, 8 already, which ties a season high. So obviously, guys seeing the ball well, laying off, or as Torrey likes to say, checking off the bad pitches and making sure you put a good swing on the good pitches.
4 of those 8 walks have scored, by the way. There's a strike to Muncy. Muncy struck out in his 2 at-bats last night against Cole Drake, who was so impressive in his big league debut. And Loizaga doing what you're supposed to do, which is pound the zone.
Yep.
Particularly in 14-3 game.
It's always been not necessarily an argument, but certainly worthy of a conversation in the game of baseball. When you have a big lead like this, do you go away from the scouting report and the game plan that you had and just start pumping fastballs in there? I say it all the time. Let your defense work behind you.
Well, he got a swing and miss on that changeup as Muncy strikes out. And there's 2 outs now for Carlos Cortez. After the game against the Dodgers Friday, August 7th, you can enjoy a free post-game concert featuring Jayco. Add on to your ticket with a concert field pass, and you can watch the show from down on the field. dbacks.com/concerts. Jayco after the game against the Dodgers on August 7th. Backhanded at second by Ildemaro Vargas, and Jonathan Loizaga makes short work of the A's in the 8th inning. It's 14-3 Diamondbacks.
Season long.
Series win on the way for the Diamondbacks, a 14-3 lead over the Athletics. And the Diamondbacks really taking some momentum into this most challenging road trip of the season. If they close this out, they'll have won 8 of 10 and will remain, at least for the moment, tied with Pittsburgh for that final National League wildcard spot. They'll play 3 at Pittsburgh next week in what will be an enormously important series. Pirates took 2 of 3 from the Diamondbacks here at Chase back in May. Ildemaro Vargas starts off the 8th. Hayden Yinger back out there for the Athletics in his A's debut. This will be the Diamondbacks' 4th consecutive series win against the Athletics. They have taken 2 of 3. All 4 times, presuming there's no miracle comeback here today. Change-up's a strike, says Vic Carapazzi.
It might have been low. Yep. Wow.
Vargas reaches down. Well, if you're going to go low, I'll go. Now, keep in mind the ball he hit over his head for the game-winning hit last night. That one was off his shoelaces. Boy, he is a special player.
Boy, he can cover a whole bunch of plate. That's a nasty pitch, working down low and away. Kind of one hand flips it out there into center field for a leadoff knock. Nicely done.
Threw the bat at it. 15 hits for the Diamondbacks. Here's James McCann, who's had a big day. He has walked, singled twice, and homered.
Arizona batter is challenging to call a strike.
James McCann wants to keep a perfect record today at the plate. Nick Carapazza. Well, that didn't miss by much, but it missed.
Ball's overturned to a ball.
14-3 in the 8th inning, and it's 1/10 off. When you know, you know.
I guess so.
All right.
How about this for Vargas? That base hit he got to win the game last night was almost 4.5 feet off the ground. Up high, yeah. That ball he just hit into center field was 1.18 feet off the ground when he hit it.
Just stay down in the ball, throw the bat head at it. Sometimes it works out. Slider from Yinger. It's 1-2 on McCann. Little maintenance for Perdomo.
You know what's frustrating with those things? I've got one at home. When you have a sore spot that you can't reach, and there's nobody there to do it for you.
Well, that's where you call Joan, right? It's like an ABS challenge contest here, 14-3.
Call is confirmed. Athletics have one challenge remaining.
I guess you can't take him with you, Jonah Heim.
In a related story, since the pitch timer was instituted in 2023, the Diamondbacks have never had a 3-game series where all 3 games were over 3 hours.
And he waves at the slider, and Yinger picks up the strikeout. Well, where's Joan? Can't she give you, man that thing?
If I'm nice to her, occasionally she'll help me out.
Why wouldn't you be nice to Joan?
I mean, you get that.
She's lovely.
That knot between your shoulder blade and your spine, and you can't quite reach it with the Theragun.
Is that what it is?
I don't know. There's a bunch of different ones. I'm not sure what mine's called.
Tim Tawa has singled. He's got a 2-run double. I have a senior staff come in here administering that when you.
That's where they draw the line.
Keep it in the booth. Most of the staff have just gotten up and left. Butler runs it down in the gap. And here comes Ryan Waldschmidt now. He's already hit his first big league homer. That was back in that 7-run 5th. Watch Ildemaro Vargas with the walk-off single last night and that hit to lead off the 8th inning. Here's the walk-off on the left, way up high, and then goes way down low to get this one.
Boy, that is some kind of plate coverage right there.
Great job by our crew in the truck all over it.
Outstanding.
Whole staff on D-Backs TV worked so hard to bring you guys Diamondback baseball. Headed out on the road after this one. 4-city trip. Then back home to get the Padres and the Dodgers. This is a real grind coming up. Waldy with a knock into left. Second hit in the 8th. You can purchase a special event ticket pack for Harry Potter Night on Monday, August 3rd. The Padres will be here waiting for the Diamondbacks, and you'll get a game ticket plus the Diamondbacks house scarf of your choice. You can do Huff and Puff, you can do Raven Slytherin, the Slither Gruff, whatever you want. Huff and Gruff, it's all there. Although I don't want to get the Harry Potter people upset.
No, don't want to have that happen.
Monday, August 3rd, they'll put a spell on you. That's not good. You're hiding under the stairs with the magic wand. Tyler Locklear. Just off the plate, it's 0-2. Vargas at second, Waldy at first. Well, that's a page out of the Vargas book right there.
Yeah, just fight it off somehow. Buy yourself at least one more pitch.
Brandon Garcia, who's pitched a whole lot lately, going to have to, it looks like, get the ninth. Saw Garcia work the ninth inning here Monday in the opener. Had back-to-back appearances earlier on this homestand in that St. Louis series. Brandon Garcia has worked a bunch lately, and will no doubt be a critical arm on this upcoming road trip. Starts tomorrow in St. Louis. Locklear reaches down and knocks it into right center. Vargas coming around with run number 15. Waldschmidt stops at third. RBI knock for Tyler Locklear.
Not be the prettiest swing you've ever seen, but that's a good two-strike approach. Just get the bat on the ball, hope that you find a hole or some outfield grass. Locklear gets out in front, but just slaps it over there to the gap in right center to drive home another.
Mark Kotze looks like is going to call in Cortez, the switch thrower, from left field. He started the game in right field. He's in left field now. He's going to come in and pitch, trying to get this final out. This could be entertaining, as Yinger is done for the day. Now Carlos Cortez is a switch thrower. He can actually throw with both his right and left arm. You've heard of the switch hitter. He is a switch thrower, and so we'll see how this one ends up.
That's why we show up at the ballpark every day. You never know what you're going to see.
Well, he's a natural left-hand thrower, but when he was a kid coming up as in Florida, that's Winter Park, Florida, his father Juan said, well, you know what, you're kind of you're not a big guy. You're going to be, 5'7", so second base seems like a good spot for you, but if you're going to play second base, you need to throw right-handed. And so he can now, having grown up learning to throw right-handed from his natural left-hand side, is a switch thrower. And he'll pitch apparently here as a left-hander, which spins Perdomo around to the right side of the plate.
Jerry looking to get in that box score a little bit more. He walked back in the first inning, but 0 for 4 since then. He's the only D-back that has not scored a run or gotten a hit in the game today. At least the starters.
Yeah, he walked and then 0 for 4 since. So Muncy will go from wherever he was, the DH spot, out to left field, and Cortez comes in to pitch. So here's Jerry now. 3 more hits in the inning and a run home. The switch thrower against the switch hitter.
Took a little off that slider at 52.
It's a finesse pitch. Perdomo down the line. This is reminiscent of a nice stop there. That's Abe Federico Fellini down there, the maestro, with a terrific play.
Boy, that one came to eat. That was a heck of a play.
Remember Pat Venditti, the switch pitcher? This is, it is. This is the 6th pitching appearance this year for Carlos Cortez. So this is almost standard procedure right here. And Jerry lofts it out to fairly deep right. Lawrence Butler's there. And we'll go to the 9th inning with a 15-3 lead.
At Ace.
Well, things getting a little sideways here. 15-3. Ildemaro Vargas, who started the game at first base, and then he started at second, then played first. Now he's pitching. Gabriel Moreno, who was the DH, takes over third base. And Tim Tawa's moved around all day. He's at second now, replacing Vargas. Donovan Walton hits one up the line just by Locklear. Walton starts off the 9th inning with extra bases. First time that Gabriel Moreno has played third base, by the way, since the 2022 season. We've seen Vargas on the mound occasionally before. Here's Tommy White, the rookie. So Moreno at third, Tawa at second. Vargas pitching if you're scoring with us at home.
Good luck.
The goal here is just to throw strikes. And again, I say the goal here is just to throw strikes.
Well, it does set up a potential double play.
And a reminder, when there's a position player on the mound, you cannot challenge ABS calls. Kind of makes sense. So the first two have reached against Vargas. Here's McNeil, who has singled and homered. And the eephus probably about 3 feet above the zone. But Vic Carapazza, he's like got the golden ticket now because he can call anything and nobody can challenge.
That's right.
So Vic's going to reel this thing in a bit here, hopefully. And hangs up in center for Waldy. And Vargas has got his first out. That's kind of like if you're the umpire having a substitute teacher, right? You can throw erasers at the board, whatever you want. You're not going to get in trouble.
Well, don't hurt each other and don't hurt me.
That was your rule.
That was it.
Crew chief back there. Here's Lawrence Butler. Lines it hard to right. Barossa looking up, and this one is off the base of the wall. Donovan Walton coming around, and he will score. White stops at third. It's a long single for a run for Butler.
Butler got his front foot down and still had to wait a tick before that ball was delivered. Barossa didn't get a great jump on that ball, didn't have a great read on it. Looked like he might have been able to make the play had he taken the proper approach.
Catcher Jonah Heim bats ninth. He has singled and doubled today. Here's a little offensive nugget for you. Diamondbacks today have scored 15 runs on 17 hits, including 5 home runs. There's only been one other time in franchise history that's happened. It was at Texas back in July of 2019. They got 19 runs on 21 hits, including 5 homers. So this is the second biggest offensive day, to make the point, in Diamondback history. It's 2-1 on Jonah Heim. That's in there for a fastball.
Gas.
Vargas bringing the heat. White at third, Butler at first, and he hit it. And now the bases are loaded for Alika Williams, the Sun Devil. Williams getting his first at bat.
Okay, we've had a lot going on here today, and a big thank you to our guy Beck with Sports Radar, updating all these statistics and the last time it happened. We appreciate your help, Beck.
Yeah, it's a lot of work, that stuff. You got to look up this. That happened since 1911. All that stuff. Vargas is up there throwing darts now, 38 miles an hour. 3-1 with the bases loaded. Center field for Waldschmidt. White is at third. He'll tag up and come on in. RBI here for Williams. And it's 15-5. Henry Bolte now. Barossa running it down and right. And there's your ball game. Diamondbacks 15-5 winners. 15 runs, 17 hits. They hit 5 homers, including the first of Ryan Waldschmidt's major league career and the 100th for James McCann. And don't look now, but the Diamondbacks are rolling. They have won 8 of their last 10. And they get to 4 over 500 as they head out on the most challenging road trip they'll face this year. St. Louis tomorrow. And then it's off to Washington, Pittsburgh, and Cleveland. We're off to the post-game show after this break. It's Jody Jackson and Josh Coleman. Another series win for the Diamondbacks.